Stream time! Welcome, everybody. How you doing?
Hello.
Oh, what? Oh, that's not my voice. What the fuck?
Maybe it is your voice, and I'm just a
You're
person in your head. I'm your conscience.
You're my conscience?
Yeah.
What should I... What are you conscientiously telling me? Like, what's something I should be aware of, conscience?
We should get into crypto.
Okay.
I hear the payout's really good.
Did I ever tell you I was actually into crypto for a hot
Really?
minute? Yeah, I had Dogecoin.
Oh.
Like, back when it was...
Did not know that.
So, at one point, this is a complete not what we're talking about today, but hello.
Four-year crypto journey.
No. Anyway, I had Dogecoin when it was, I believe, under 1 cent per coin.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh yeah, well below one cent per coin, and it shot up to about 9 cents per coin at its peak. And at that point, I was still huffing the copium of "It'll go to $1, dude. It'll go to $1 someday. Just imagine your payout in the long run." And at its peak, I had close to 10 grand in in asset, but I fucking hodled like a fucking idiot. And I think after taxes and everything, I made about $800 in an investment, but that's like including taxes and fees and all that shit.
All that jazz. Good
Yeah, but the initial investment was around 250, and then the payout was like $12.50 or whatever.
Yeah.
But after taxes and fees and everything, it netted about 800.
If you ever want me to tell you the story, I had back when I was a manager at a restaurant, so long ago, one of the people that we hired has a crazy crypto story that, long story short, his buddy is on a yacht in the Bahamas. He went to jail for embezzlement.
Oh my fucking god!
And did a bunch of cocaine. But we can
Holy
talk about that
shit.
another day. Yeah.
I'd love to hear that story. What the fuck? Okay, like, we're gonna get into the 4 years HRT anniversary shit here in a bit, but like, we need an icebreaker. So like, how long is this story?
I mean, I can go into as much detail as you want, but I'm not gonna. It's just as an interesting thing of back at this restaurant that I worked at, we would get some people off of work release, so they were in jail, and they would come spend the day working with us. I was the manager, so I had to manage these people, and they were relatively nice, cool people. And then during the downtimes, they would start kind of just talking about
just
their
yapping.
life, just sharing their life.
Just yapping.
And this one guy he told me him and his buddy got into the crypto craze, and they bought a bunch and like made a bunch of money. His buddy, I think around the time when like crypto started to like get like weird and crash.
I am listening. I'm just
No, you're good.
Audio.
Oh, am I not talking loud enough?
A little bit.
I'm sorry. I gotta get really close to it. I forgot that I have to get in there.
You gotta like deep
I gotta like
this
eat
mic.
it. I don't. Well, there's a clip of me deep throating the mic somewhere. out
There's
there.
also a clip of me showing the back of my throat like from 2 weeks
Because
ago. You're fine.
Super smart.
I'm
Look at you.
so smart.
You're so smart. So smart.
I got big IQ.
You got
Anyway,
big
go on.
But anyways, so from my understanding and what I remember, his buddy sold all of his stuff and then made a bunch of money. But he was like, I'm gonna hold on to everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna sell it, and I'm gonna show my buddy that he's a bitch for selling out. And
Oopsie.
he lost so much money. He says it just kept disappearing. And so the company that he was working for, he did the books at the time, and he like embezzled money out of them and like adjusted their books and things like that, so it made it look like he wasn't stealing money, but he was definitely embezzling money. Ended up getting caught. And also this whole thing, I forgot this big detail. It started with him telling me how he did cocaine and how he wanted to see the hole in his nose, and that's what started this whole story. Which I don't know where he is now, but I wish him luck and all the stuff. But he embezzled a
rules.
bunch of money, went to jail, and then worked at my restaurant, and then, from my understanding, got fired from us because he also embezzled money from my restaurant.
I mean, old habits die hard,
You know,
right?
he was dipping in the till and smudging the books, and I was like, wow.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
So wherever he is, I hope you're doing better.
Oh my god. Like, embezzle me once, shame on me.
Yeah, and that was kind of my thing, is like, you know, he wanted to work from morning till night, so when he would open and close, so, you know, the less time you
yeah.
spend in the jail cell and work release, that's go for it.
For real. No, I get it, but like,
But
don't do the crime
but
that you
get
that
my-
landed you in there in the first place.
to make sure that I'm safe, this is all secondhand information and
Oh,
hearsay,
yeah.
and I wasn't a part of any. This was a conversation that was told to me through second party or third party. So I don't know if it's any of it's true or not. I'm just regurgitating what a third party told me,
Oh my god.
and how the dude was missing a huge, like the cartilage in between your nose.
Yeah.
Like that's separate. He just had a hole in there.
yeah. You know,
Yeah.
As cocaine do.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Not even a little bit.
That's a punch in.
That's the wrong one. There you go.
Don't do drugs.
Oh,
Don't do drugs,
Oh, that's
kids.
so freaky. Oh
What's
god, I
happening?
forgot to turn off the green screen. That's quite an effect.
Welcome to Wednesday night stream.
Not prepared.
Or it's your face.
It's like, I think the freakiest part of it is like how if I were to like line
Oh,
my
it's-
eyes up, yeah, it's Sprigatito in the background.
Sprigatito's
Yeah.
all cropped out. Oh, welcome to Wednesday night stream. We're starting it off with crypto stories and people thrown in jail, and at some point we're gonna be talking about Taze, Ford,
And yours.
and I guess mine too.
should you want to share?
Sure. We can if we want to. I'm,
Yeah.
you know, not gonna not gonna brag or anything. What, 16, 17, 18, 7 years? 8 years on hormones?
You say 28 years on
No,
hormones?
I said 8 years on hormones.
I thought you said 28. And I was
No.
like, what the fuck?
No,
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Good on ya.
that's coming up in December, so we're not like. But my vagiversary was a couple weeks ago.
Sure was. Oh god, I love adding anniversary on the end
Yep.
of things. It's the same thing as like adding gate on the end of a scandal. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
So like whenever there was like
Oh, like.
why can't I think
Well,
of
the
one
one that comes to mind is Dieselgate from Volkswagen, where
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah.
they like lied about all of the like emission standards on their car, on their diesel cars, and then everyone was like, "Hey, that's wrong," and then Volkswagen went, "No,
Yeah, and also Gamergate, like that type of shit,
Gamergate.
right?
Vagigate, Taygate."
Alex. Alex says I can't even fucking finish it. Alex says that it's been 4 years for anniversary, but show us the tapes. We'll believe you.
I'll whip it out right now. We're gonna turn this PG-13 stream into an X-rated stream.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. No.
Congratulations on your 4-year anniversary of being with Hispania Racing F1 Team, HRT. Thank you so very much. It's been a wonderful journey with them. Hopefully, I don't want to put too much out there, but I might not be on this racing team for that much longer because a certain energy drink, we'll say, has been floating interest my way.
You're not going over to the Full Throttle Racing Team, are you?
No, God, no. Ew. Ew, no. Ew, no. Why would I? No, it's fucking Red Bull.
I was trying to think of like a shitty. You're not going over to the Fago racing team?
Car would look on the field of all the other cars. Like, it's clearly like 4 generations behind, made of cheap plastic.
It's like juggalos in the corner.
Max Verstappen blows by them in the Red Bull car.
Yep.
And like just the sheer wind force like rattles the whole car, like disintegrates it. And for the 7th race in a row, the Fago racing team has been completely eliminated after 5 seconds in the race. Oh my god. Qualifying.
It's this like the starting race scene of the pod racing when all the cars or all the pod racers shoot forward and they're just like sitting there.
The one
like,
guy,
you know, like a bunch of ICP members come over and like lift up the car and start running with it.
I love that visual so much. All right. I want to do a little bit more warm up because typically people don't show up until like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes in the stream.
Spend the first hour doing the lame ass work.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I usually skip the first hour or so, or I come in the beginning. I'm like, hey, what's up? And then I leave for an hour and come back, and then it's an interesting thing.
No.
There,
We'll do the green screen for this bit.
Yeah. Oh shoot! Shiznit.
Try to say like 4 different words there all at once.
Do you need some? Do you want me to get up and do it?
No, you're fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No problem. It's good and fine and good and
Oh, almost there. Almost. There's just that little corner.
Sorry, neighbors. Let's see, where are we?
There's just that little corner.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Better.
I'm gonna. Ow, fuck. Where the hell? Hello?
Uh-oh.
Hello? Professional streamer? I've never claimed to be such. Where the hell is this fucking there?
What do you look? You. Oh,
Easy peasy.
problem solved.
Yeah, I mean, there's this awkward like pole that just kind of goes into no. Yeah, good.
Wow,
Awesome.
all right.
Yeah, good idea.
And don't continue to do it.
Cool.
Yes, there's a random pole here. Don't just continue to just.
That's how movie magic works. Just a little bit, yeah. Well, let's see. Can I extend it a little bit here? All right, to like.
I'll get up and adjust. I'm
it's
getting
just
up.
it's just so that I can fucking go this way a little bit. No, you're fine. Because it's cut off where you are because it's 2 wide instead of 1 wide. So I had to improvise regardless.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
It's pretty good.
Oh
No, don't push it. Camera left.
shit.
Never change. You're beautiful and perfect. I love you so much.
Oh, it's a little screwed up body.
It's
though. Oh,
fine. Don't worry about it. All right, so we're gonna guess adieu. I actually haven't done the Wordle or the word adieu in a long
I
time.
did the Wordle today, but I
Forgore?
don't remember what it is.
You forgore?
Because I did it at like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh my god. Imagine getting up before 10. Could not be me.
6 a.m.
Let's go, baby.
Woo.
Nah, typically I'm up at like 7:30. 8
Working
o'clock, but-
6:30 to 7:30 to 6. Something. I'm trying to say 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Don't change, and I love you.
I actually don't know what the fuck you're saying.
Ah! You've never heard Dolly Parton 9 to 5?
Nah. Wasn't a big Dolly head growing up.
Fucking Gen Z kids. No, no shit.
Listen, I know who Dolly Parton was. I didn't know her music. Wow. I mean, yeah, that works.
So go on. I got you an A.
Hey, not bad.
I think I remember what the word is for.
No, there's no H. It can't be shame.
Shame. Trash. Just think of all the bad words.
All the negative things
words.
that I've been told to be. No, there's no E.
No, it starts with an S.
Hmm?
Sure.
We're getting there.
Oh, shit. What was it?
Strap? No, there's no R in the third position. No, Evo. Evo. No.
Well, no, strap on is no snap on. Excuse me. That's the name of the tool company.
Where you thought every time a Snap-on truck drove by, you were like, oh, that rules.
You know, I live in my own little world.
Oh, yeah, that's so good. Stabby. That's not how you spell that word. Slam. Swerk. Oh, it's not swarm. That's a really good Wordle word. I should remember that.
I did it in 5. If you see,
I'm not looking. I'm not.
No, that's
it's
just that.
It's the spoily. Okay.
I don't
okay.
remember what the word is, but
I thought you were just showing me the answers. Like,
Here's the
babe.
you don't know the word? Also, your colors are different than mine, so I don't know how to play this.
No, it can't be snake because there's no E or
There's
K.
no E.
It's got to be like.
Slip. SL. Nope.
Did you just suggest a 3-letter word? Oh my fucking god.
It's been a long day and I'm a little burned.
You're okay. I appreciate you coming on the stream regardless. That honestly, that just reminds me. Do you remember we played Smash Bros together?
I do.
And like the match started and the first thing you did was walk immediately to the right and fall off the stage.
Yep.
I adore that clip so fucking much. It's so real.
I'm not a Smash Bro kid.
Oh. It's gonna be like Spawn? Damn it.
There's an end.
So.
It ends in. Do you want me to tell you? I remember the end of the last word.
I'm gonna try and get it in 4 so I beat you.
Okay.
Or it'd still be 5, so we would tie actually.
We would tie.
Yeah. I can do this. It's like
Snag.
Good content.
I'm sitting over here trying to think, trying to get the brain flowing. Isn't it?
But like, what? There's no consonant that comes after this.
No, you got it.
What?
I don't know. I hit the letter that would have.
Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay, we're chilling. Swamp. All right, good. We did it.
I found another. I'm gonna show off a game that I found that I play when I'm bored at work. It's also on here. Go away. It's this one, Tiles.
I don't think I played this one. What the fuck?
Yeah.
How do?
So what you have to do is you have to match things and clear the board.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a weird like I Spy match. So you can click on things. So like here, these have the same emblem. So you click on that, and now that clears the same emblem. And now you're stuck with whatever is in this one and the next one. So here you see this shape. This one also has that shape. We can click on that, and that shape clears. And now we can like, there's a moon, or there's this background, or so like this like dot square background with the circles. We can look for other ones like that, or should be like, or we could just find another moon, and I can clear the moon. And then this, we're looking for like a green stripy background with diamonds. There, no, that whole background's cleared. But now
neat.
Now we have to find a spiral or a weird thing, and then here. Now that's cleared. This is what I do when I'm bored at work sometimes, and then so we just kind of go through. And then you just find the ones to clear.
So what happens when you click on two that only have one element left?
So then it's clear, and you can go anywhere you want.
Oh,
So how I
okay.
usually do this one is to keep that like go anywhere you want. So I want to clear this guy down here. I'm not going to click on this. I'm going to find one that has that shape. So like
Second one in on the top.
So we click on that one and then click down here, and then now we can still go anywhere.
Oh,
So we could
okay.
find one that's a circle with a blue on the inside of it, or this guy right here, which would be this one up in the corner, and then down there. And then that's another go anywhere where I could go to this guy to here. And then it's another go anywhere where we can clear this one. So here to here. And then this one, we're gonna go here to here. Another go anywhere. We can clear this guy from going
The one right above it.
right above it. So here to here. And then we can just kind of keep that like go anywhere.
Yeah, go for it.
Here to here. Clears that. Now we gotta look for this shape. I don't know. It's not the most like
It's neat though. I like
brain
it.
power of the game, but it's just something fun to.
Yeah.
Some of the designs that they have during the day get like whack and R. Like it'll be just like a slight color differentiation, but because of how that looks, it's like the same color and it throws you off. So it's like it's an easy game, but it pisses me off because when I get it wrong because it's such an easy game.
I get that. I'm kind of enamored by the fact that you're just like going and you have like a huge combo right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's a. Oh wait, no, there you go.
There's a moon, and now we have this circle. We could go to like that one, to there, and then
Green in the top right.
no, it's a little bear.
You bear.
But then see, you could click on this one right here, but that would actually be incorrect because there's nothing to match.
Yeah, because the circles aren't the same, right?
yes, but this one
Okay,
down
okay.
here. And you can like chain multiple ones together and clear a whole bunch in there, which, you know, makes it a little bit easier in the long run.
I like it.
But I don't know, it's fun. Where's another here?
Ooh. So if they share multiple elements, both elements
All
get
of those-
removed?
Yep, all of those elements get removed.
Okay.
And like here's one, look, this looks to be the same, but if you look at like how that's twisted and how that's twisted, they're just like slightly different.
Ew, I hate that.
And, like even the color. Oh!
Cringe.
So there, I fucked it up.
What? How is that not a match?
Because
because the chain design is
the
different.
chain design is different. I wasn't looking at the chain design. I was looking at the old color, so we fucked it up.
33 isn't bad.
You know.
Thank you, Saint Cannibalism.
Whoa.
Wow, you solved the world and rue the holidays for the game creators who are striking. Now that Orphan Children Media Explode unsubbed. Is that true? Are Wordle game creators striking? Show me a source. Hi, Cody. Hi, Evo.
There you go.
Hi, Saint. And what else would you do when you're bored at work? Get pestered by me, lol.
That's true. You do also pester me at work.
Parentheses
You
affectionate.
get affectionate. You don't pester me at work.
All
Do you want me
right.
to put the green screen down, or do you want to keep it up?
I don't know. You want?
I asked you. It's your stream.
For the wide shot, I like to keep it down.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
I didn't break it.
Hi, Lee. Welcome. Capitalize that H.
Get that H up there.
In November 2024, the New York Times Tech Guild went on strike, asking people to avoid playing the Times games and using the cooking app.
Cool. Awesome. Great. I'm glad I just did that on stream. Awesome. Sick. Oh, also, just because it came into my brain in the moment,
Did I do something wrong?
you know that Linkin Park song that we listened to and kind of liked?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead singer is a Scientologist. And like
Oh.
has done some really not okay stuff.
She is?
Yeah, and the band just like accepted her with open arms, which kind of flies in the face of all that Chester stood for. And she went on record. This is according to my coworker Cam. She's been on record saying something akin to like mental health isn't real. LeMayo.
Well, Scientology isn't real, so...
Yeah. So sorry.
Huh.
It's okay. I can't find an article that says if it's over. Well, then it's still ongoing, isn't it? And I just did like a not awoke on stream.
Well, let's play more! Oh.
All right, let's get into the bulk of the stream. Scientology just rich taxes. Yeah, it's all tax shelter bullshit, but... Hi! Welcome to stream. Last week, I believe it was... Was it last week? Fuck, where's my phone?
No, because we did stuff on the 21st, so on the 14th was your last stream.
Right, but I'm
No, unless you're talking about something else.
talking about my HRT anniversary. Like the day proper. The 18th, last week on Monday. I went 4 years ago on Monday, last week, is when I started HRT. And it's been one fucking hell of a journey to be trans, and I'm very glad and happy that I did it, and I'm very, very happy that I continue to do what I do and have the people in my life that I do. And I wanted to celebrate a little bit by telling my story, kind of in excruciating detail, because one, it's content, two, it's cathartic to talk about. 2 girls on stream, goddamn. Yeah,
2 girls,
crazy.
1 stream.
Eventually, I want to get a whole gaggle of them in here.
Oh, God.
She likes the embarrassment. Wait, what? Also, what is the name to refer to her as? Capital H Handler. Or Alex is fine.
Alex is fine.
ALIX. Continue to get hotter.
Just
Yeah.
Keep all my information out on stream. If you
Sorry.
really wanted to.
Social security number. IX, yeah. Still unsubbing because wow. Sargi. So I want to start at the spark, if you will, of what like led me down the path to becoming a trans individual. My partner in high school, who I was with for a total of 7 years, this was like year 1 or 2 of our relationship. They came out to me as gender fluid, and this was like 2012, 2013. So like the terminology and the nomenclature was like just becoming like normalized on the internet, I would say. And I wasn't really sure what any of that was to begin with, but I was like, sure, I still love you. Whatever you identify as, I'll work on it, right? And through that, one day, they approached me and they were like, I did some fun Photoshop work. And I was like, oh, what did you Photoshop? And they were like, oh, you know, pictures of my dogs, place them around my house, a gender bent you as a girl, and, you know, my car, whatever, stuff like that. I'm like, hold on.
Back it up.
Hey, we gotta talk about one of those things. I need to remove that fucking green screen. It's gonna fucking freak me out.
Whoa. Like a spook.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Oh, please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash.
Oh.
Okay, we're chilling.
Phew.
That is not the right thing that I wanted to do, though. You gotta filters.
Like sprigato tay?
Spaghetto. Sprigatito.
Sprigtago. That's all the gears are trying to turn.
Yeah, and they're going.
We're grinding the gears as we shift. Put down the clutch. Put down the clutch.
You turn your gear wheel into a fucking plate.
Something burning? That's your clutch.
Hey, Alka-Seltzer. Welcome.
Wow.
No worries. We're just getting started. So like I said, partner approached me with a picture that they had described as a, quote, gender-bent version of myself. I was curious. I was like, I would like to see that. And they showed it to me, and immediately something clicked in my brain, and I went, oh, I like that quite a lot, actually. And I didn't really piece together what that meant, because that was spooky and scary. Mm-hmm. So I bottled it up for the majority of the rest of my time in high school. I mean, the ideas were there, and the feeling for sure of like, I kind of liked it, you know. And then at the end of high school into early college, we joined the GSA club on our campus together, me and my partner. And through that, it was just a little bit more open and like non-judgmental for me to like explore new shit like that. So I had people try out the she, her pronouns. Spoiler alert, it worked really well. And, you know, just continuing my journey through that and coming out to my friends privately and starting to dress a little bit more feminine, try on some makeup and shit like that. And I'm going to take an interlude here to talk to chat before it gets a little sad. Also, gaggle is not a good unit of measurement. Yeah, because people have different numbers they can handle before they gag. Woof. You said spark. Is that sort of like very meta Transformer joke? I mean, kind of. I mean, like the spark or whatever is like across all forms.
Spark.
Yeah, it's across all forms of media.
Yes, and also if you didn't know this, most, if not all, trans women are also Transformers. Not in the sense of
you weren't supposed to. That's not public information. That's just to be kept between all trans girls.
Shit.
What have you done?
If you look here, it'll be a bright, flashy light. We're gonna do an eye test.
Oh my god, I wish I had that. Like, if I had that ability to do that on my stream specifically, that'd be fucking awesome. You know, for when I deep-throated myself on stream. Forget!
Or when earlier you just fucking jacked off your mic stand.
No.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, this is over here.
Nuh-uh.
That's exactly what you did.
It's in the theme song. Yeah. Tay is a beast morpher. This is true. Sorry, my Slack is going off. Don't worry about it.
Fuck your Slack.
GSA, aka current and future queers. True. As you do when you encounter gender bending shit, for sure. Did Alex or Tay start the hello because y'all both do it? I mean, I always start my stream with the hello. Hello? 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 Hello?
She's got more of a meow to it.
Hello?
No.
I think you were in the bathroom, but I was over at your place.
Don't tell people I use that. Like, come on!
You were freshening up in another room. Yeah, so there's a hole in there. No, you were in another room. I was hanging out in your living room with Kari and your cat Bug. And I was just kind of meowing at Bug, you know, as I do. And Kari looks at me and goes, "You have a very pronounced and good meow." And I was like, Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes with practice.
I mean, you sit in front of the mirror. I've caught you a couple of times just going meow, meow, meow in front of the mirror.
Yeah, that bitch in the mirror looks like me. It freaks me out. So I yell at her.
My house.
I do love that bit of like pet girls, specifically puppy girls, like looking in the mirror and getting pissed off. It's really funny.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Alex has lovely hair. Oh, thank you.
Thanks, I grew it myself.
Wow.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
All right, continuing on. So I'm gonna like keep a note so I don't lose myself in the timeline here. So
You gotta write your own timeline down? You don't know your shit like off the top of your head?
no, try to forget a lot of that shit, to be honest.
You and me both.
I did not spell college correctly, but fuck you, I don't have to show you shit. Is that why many no because they don't recognize themselves in the mirror? Yes, that is a joke that we've said here on the stream before. Don't look at it.
I mean, yeah, that's if you were to sound out.
I spell things phonetically.
I was just about to say that if you said college, that's how you spelled it.
So, at this point in college, I was floating wearing facial hair as well because I wanted to try it and see how it looked.
You're the bearded lady.
Because I was still trying to be like, I'm a guy. I do guy things. Type shit, right? And there was a day I shaved it and looked at myself in the mirror and went, yeah, I'm never going back to that. That sucked. And just the femininity, try hypermasculinity. Yeah, it was that type shit, right? It was the appeal to trying to be hypermasculine, but it just didn't feel right. And through hanging out with, more queer folk and figuring out my place in the world and how I identify, just slowly but surely started to become more comfortable in my own skin, my own body. I had my internship out in LA for a little while. I was still in the closet out there. But again, still floating, ideology and, not ideology, but you know what I mean.
Trans is an ideology.
They were right all along. And when I got back, this was my senior year of college. Late junior, early senior. Illuminati confirmed.
Translotty. Transnaughty.
You want to try that again?
Traminati?
One more time.
Traminati?
There you go.
Traminati sounds gross.
It really does. Tram.
I'm trammed.
Shut up.
Why did you ask me to be on here? I'm just gonna fuck up your thing.
Oh god, I have to respond to this
No,
one.
you
actually.
don't. You're off. You're not at work. Get out of here.
Oh, I do have to update that. That's later though. It's fine.
You're off hours.
Yeah. Is that Rexy's transformer name? Trams.
It's trams.
Relax.
Not
But-
enough sleep.
Got home from my internship, and that's when I really started to wear more feminine clothing, start being referred to as she, her by all my friends, and coming out like privately, right? Got really comfortable in that with all my friends. Like they were super supportive and lovely and wonderful. It's a really funny story. It involves a slur, so be aware as I tell this story.
Do
But
you like slurs?
wow. So we all had a party at my friend. His name is Jack. He's been on
How
the stream.
dare you say that? Jack. Don't say that name.
We were at Jack's place, and we were all like having like a college party. So there was like alcohol, like
You better have been of age.
of course. Yeah,
Good.
no, this was
Good answer.
senior
Good-
year of
good answer.
college. I was like
Good answer.
22.
Good answer.
She got called the F slur and she liked it too much. That's a different story. And a much more recent one, but you didn't hear that from me. We were at Jack's place. We were all vibing, having a good time, and I was all dolled up. And this was like maybe the 4th or 5th time ever I had like dolled myself up for like a public outing. And it was going really well. We were vibing, and we went to the garage of his parents' house, who, by the way, both his mom and his dad were there at this party with us. Super unorthodox for like a college party, right?
Okay.
But they were chill. Like, we were vibing. We were all adults. It was fine.
We're the cool parents.
Yeah, it wasn't like a high
Want me to buy you booze, kids?
Yeah, it wasn't like a high school party where that would have been like really weird, but you know. And we went to the garage, and there was a little amp set up with a guitar and a drum set and a bass, right? So some people were like jamming out, having a good time, whatever. And I know how to play the drums a little bit. And I started just cranking out some beats. And Jack's dad came into the room, picked up the guitar, and started riffing with me. And like we had a nice little jam sesh, right? Where I was, you know, drumming out some beats, and they were hitting the chords or whatever. And after the party, as Jack tells me, his dad opened up to him and was like, hey, you have a really diverse set of friends. Like, there were people of, you know, you have black friends, you've got trans friends, you've got lots of friends who are girls, people from all over the place, right? And it's really opened my eyes to, you know, how diverse your age like group is now, and how cool and accepting that is. And Jack was like, oh, that's very nice, I'll be sure to tell all of them. And then his dad, completely straight face, goes, that tranny can keep a beat. It's just like no hesitation whatsoever.
Oh, I love it.
Oh god, that's one of my favorite fucking stories to tell. It's so funny because it's like slur affectionate. You know?
Yep.
So we get to this spooky part now where graduating college, it was like a couple of days before the actual graduation ceremony. My parents were in town, and I was showing them my apartment at the time with my partner at the time, and my partner stepped out to go do something. I can't remember what it was, but in that time frame, I was like, I'm gonna do it, right? So I came out to my parents over dinner, and they were really quiet. They were like, okay, thank you for telling us this, that, or the other, and they left. And that started this whole shitstorm of my parents blaming my partner for, quote, making me trans, and then also accusing them of being emotionally and physically manipulative and abusive, which was not the case. It wasn't a healthy relationship in hindsight, but it wasn't abusive, and it really fucked us up a lot. And, you know, I feel like in a lot of other stories, that's the tipping point where someone would go back into the closet. But I didn't, because that felt really fucked up and wrong to have that as a response to me coming out and feeling finally comfortable to do so. Yeah, full steam ahead. And, you know, I kept going. There was a lot of isolation and distance between me and my parents, and a lot of relationship shit that I'm not getting into on stream. That's way too much. But through that, my partner was still very supportive of me in my identity and my transition, and I cherish that very greatly. They were a wonderful rock that I could rely on at times for expression and feeling comfortable in like going out and about. There were several times where we would like go out to clubs or whatever, and they would help me get all dolled up and feel comfy and cool and awesome and stuff. And I believe it was,
This is where your story
well, I can look it up if it's been 4 years, in 2020. All right, so around 2019 era were the George Floyd protests. And that was another tipping point in my brain where I went, I've been living like semi-publicly out for a long time at this point, like 4 years, if I'm doing my math right. And I was like, I saw the world as it was with the George Floyd protests and everything on fire and fucked up and COVID and whatnot. And I was just like, I can just do whatever the fuck I want and be cool and have a support system of my own making. Like, I don't have to hide this anymore. So I publicly came out on Facebook. I got a lot more family calls and shit like that, which that's actually, I forgot about this. I believe it was, you can just be a girl? Correct. I believe it was 2 hours after my initial Facebook post. My uncle, who is very religious, almost problematically so, called me on my phone. And we had probably a 3-hour long discussion, but like maybe 20% of it was about me coming out. And the rest of it was just like, God says this, that, the other, and the Bible says this, that, the other, trying to like pull me back, kind of. It's like, what are we doing here, dude? And I kind of just forgot about that conversation until just now, to be honest with you. But one of the things that stuck with me from people's, like, families' responses to me coming out was like, I wish you would have told us in confidence first. And it's like, fuck that. Like, I get that, but also I had been out privately for as long as I had been. I didn't want to go through the whole rigmarole of like what happened to my parents over and over and over again. So I just ripped the fucking Band-Aid off and did it all at once. Yeah. Best decision I've ever made, to be honest. I don't use Facebook anymore, but that was a Facebook post that I made so that all of my relatives and like extended relatives saw it at once. And that's all I needed. Like, that's the last Facebook post I think I've made, period. And that feels really good. Soon after, I believe it was like a year or two after, I went to my doctor and I was like, okay, I'm ready to start hormones. And they were like, you got it. You've been to therapy. You've got, enough quote unquote credibility for us to
prove to me that you're
legitimize this or whatever.
Yeah.
And started me on just 2 little milligrams.
No bad.
Just 2 little milligrams every day. Now I'm up to 4, bitches. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, wait, no, 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm up to 8, bitches. Let's
Damn.
go.
Really taking lots of titty skittles.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I need more prog, to be honest with you. I just want bigger baps, but that's outside of what we're talking about. 4 times the girl she was. To be quite honest with you, yes, I have seen, my face shape change, my fat distribution change, my like everything has changed, and I have adored every fucking moment of it. And I can't be happier with this journey. And by sharing mine, I hope I can inspire others
There you go.
to do their own journey and have the confidence in doing so, because it is better on the other side. And I would be remiss not to mention that having a support system and people who love you and a community is also unbelievably fucking important.
Oh, for sure.
As I was transitioning and coming into my own, one of the things that I held on to as a pillar was the kink community. And they are extremely, at least in this area, like gender and sex positive. So that was a nice place to just feel no judgment when talking about these things. And also hearing from others, perspectives on best practices and where to go for like getting my meds and this, that, or the other. So I would recommend seeking out community in that as well. And just residually, as time has gone on, my relationship with my parents has gotten a lot better. It was rocky to start, but I think now that they've seen that for real, it's not just a passing fad or a phase or anything like that, they're starting to recognize and be like, oh shit, this is serious. Granted, they work on a bit of a different time scale, which is really frustrating, but...
To interject, I think
Yeah, go ahead.
a thing that that was put into perspective with my parents. So, long story short, my transition is a lot not to brag, but my transition is a lot longer, and I started a lot younger. And going through that with my parents is like I had this like heart to heart with my dad. Is when I kind of discovered and started coming out, I was really like pushing, like I want to transition now. I want to do all this stuff now. I want to, start calling me Alexandria, start using feminine pronouns, start doing this, that, and the other thing. And my dad was like, yo, you need to slow down. Mainly because your mom and I haven't had this much time to think about this.
Yeah.
You have been thinking about this for a long time. You have been working through it, but we just were told a couple of months ago, and we need time to adjust.
Totally.
And here we are, I think 11, 10 years later, and my parents are still kind of adjusting. Like, it's more or less, I'm their daughter, and they accept who I am and things like that, but it's just like, there's occasional, like, weird things, like my dad's birthday and I is together, and, like, there's, like, still those weird things of, like, oh, let's get the boys together to take their birthday photo, and then, like, let's get your dad and your daughter, and, you know,
I had almost an identical thing happen to me over, I think it was Father's Day? It was either Father or Mother's Day, where my parents came into town because my grandma lives nearby. So we were hanging out at her place, and my mom said something along the lines of like, oh, let's let the boys handle it. And I just like, kind of let it slide or whatever. And then she like stepped up close to me and in a choir tone when like, and girls, and like tried to like bridge the gap. And that effort is what fucking matters, right? And like, I know it takes time. And at first, I was really frustrated that they weren't just like getting it. And I think more so than the just getting it, what frustrated me was their response to blame someone else first rather than talk to me about it, right? And that's, in all honesty, kind of a fair reaction based on who my partner was and how vocal they were in like LGBTQ spaces and activism and everything like that. So I can understand at least the knee jerk, but also their recovery, if you will, has been very graceful and understanding. And again, now that it's been a bit slower and they've had time to digest things and I'm not changing back, I think they're like, okay, we understand. Another hurdle in the future will probably be SRS if I decide to get it, but that's down. That down the road. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that right now. And that's mostly everything that I would share from my journey, I would say. Doses have just been going up consistently. I'm at the max dose for oral right now.
All right. Oral.
And depending on, not to get like medical information out there, but depending on levels come like sometime in December, I might have to start doing injections.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. Maximum oral.
I mean, I could always work on trying to get over that crippling fear to help you, but I don't know if you want me to like throw up.
Yeah, I've thought about like, asking you like how to, like if I'm ever over at your place and I would need to do an injection, I would never do that to you.
No.
I would do it before I come over.
Like it's
right?
a point where you brought it up and I continued the conversation and I'm getting queasy just kind of talking about it.
Move the fuck
we can
on.
continue to talk. I'll be fine. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you triggered me. Yeah, I can't talk about this. It's just my like visceral reaction to those things is that much where it's just bringing up the
you
topic.
can't even say the fucking word.
I can't. No.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to make Alex throw up and gag on stream, we can just continue to just, needles.
Wow, you said it.
I did.
5 times.
I did.
4 times? 5 times, whatever. SRS equals supplemental restraint system, aka an airbag. Yes, that is correct. And there's nothing else that acronym means.
Nope.
There was more I wanted to talk about, or I feel like there could be more that would fill more space, but I can't think of it right now. Do you have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, Tay needs more restraints. Listen, you're not wrong, but it's not what we're fucking talking about right now.
Don't worry.
I got one about DM it. Go for it. If you want to stay anonymous, but I mean, like, we're gonna answer it right away, so it's not really anonymous. But I can.
People can still DM you,
Yeah.
and then we just be like, oh, this person, Johnny McJohnson, said this.
Yeah. One thing I will say that I haven't really experienced yet, that I don't really have a framework for, is interacting with people from my hometown at post-transition, or like relatives post-transition. I don't have a framework for that yet, so that's something I gotta work on.
May I share a little bit of my experience with that?
Yes, but I would like to answer this question. How much hotter were you than gender bent you? Oh, so much fucking hotter. I am a goddess in comparison to that picture now. Sorry.
Okay, you can say that one more time. Go for it.
I was a goddess. Or am in comparison to that picture. But I don't have a god complex, it's just a bit. I don't have a worship fetish. I don't think. It'll come time to explore that in another time and another place. But you were going to say on framework.
On framework. I guess I'm about to experience that
Right.
aggressively, and I've been kind of prepping for it. I'm a little nervous, but I'm kind of excited. But come Friday, I will see an uncle that I have not seen since I transitioned, which is kind of exciting, and also a little nerve-wracking. But how trying to draw on like 4 or 5 different stories that have come into my head. But a big thing that was a part of my life for most of my life was racing. I raced motorcycles, I raced dirt bikes. I did that from probably when I was
cool.
I think it was 9 is when I started racing, up until I was probably about 7. Probably when I was like about 20 is when I stopped. Around then, and like in between there was that like transitional phase as I was racing, but I was still wearing like all of my, I was sponsored, so I had all of like this, like the men clothes that they kept giving me and things like that. So it was just like a weird juxtaposition of like, I'm kind of a girl, but I still wear men's clothes. And there was one time where I took like a couple of weeks off, and I came back, and I like, my hair grew out, I wore makeup to the first time for the race, I had like, a padded bra because I didn't have boobs at that point, and then I kind of like walked up, and like I had changed my name on the certificate, and like everybody knew me. I mean, I still went by Alex, it just was the longer term of my name, and going up and signing up, people were like, oh, you changed your... Okay.
Gulp.
And it was that, and so it was kind of cool of like people, you just kind of, you hit the, it's like a speed bump almost. You kind of hit the speed bump and then you go past. Most of the time is what I've run into. A couple of hiccups here and there with some family members and other people. Like I had a weird thing of like coming back after I like was out in transition. Is one of my friends told my dad this. He's like, yeah, that's so cool that Alex is trans. I don't really care. Like, she can do whatever, like, accepted my gender right away. And he's like, yeah, she can do whatever she wants. But if she signs up for the girls' class and kicks my daughter's butt, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah.
But hey, go her. And, like, at the moment, I took that as, like, a cool, weird,
it's one of those,
acceptance, but not really.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I mean, granted, his daughter was leaps and miles ahead of me and was very good on her bike, so it was just like that.
So why even...
So I was like, No, and that was the thing. It's like, and we're in 2 different classes, my class was technically higher than the women's class. But I got, I was really shitty at racing, so I got like last place all the time.
You picture myself this is real. I mean,
anyways.
the fucked up chair is still right here.
Yeah.
It's not gone.
Who's talking about the
Genji.
I'm sitting in it.
Should I auction off the chair?
I think you should.
It's got all of my fucking...
No, it does. Someone might be able to clone you.
Oh, God. Because of the male biological... Oh, God.
I don't. To jump on to like not necessarily like nip that in the butt, but I don't think that that was what he was really hung up on. There isn't really a male and female biological within dirt biking. It is, like it comes down to skill and the size of and how much seat time you can get and how much time you can go with building and practicing and things like that and getting the fundamentals down. Like biological doesn't really come into play.
Yeah.
It's maybe I can't pick up my bike as much as like a male guy can.
Yeah.
Because I'm not strong.
Like that whole argument is bunk to begin with across like almost all sports.
But
Yeah.
But that's I think it was just more of a like I don't want it was I took it as Alex is really good at dirt biking and she should stay in the class that she's in. She shouldn't downgrade herself to a lower class and then beat everybody in there. That's kind of how I took it in a weird way. Mm-hmm. But you are not at work.
I know. I have a unique position where I'm salaried and I need to be active at more times than not.
No. Salary does not mean you are active whenever the company needs you to be there. Salary is just whenever they need you, yes, but you are a quote-unquote 9 to 5 person. It is past 5 o'clock. You are done with work.
But we're open from 10 to 10.
You are not at work.
Yes, ma'am. Let's see. Question is, given that God is infinite and the universe is also infinite, would you like a toasted cheesecake?
Toasted tea cake. I mean, if you can mail it here, then sure. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry, I just had a stroke there for a second. Would you like a toasted tea cake? Yes, I would. That sounds very nice.
No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find Slack, and I'm going to close it.
No, I actually do need it open for right now. Please, okay. Go ahead.
Will you get in trouble if you miss a message?
No. I think it'll still play notifications based on my notification settings.
You are not at work.
I know.
When does your shift end?
I don't have a shift.
Yes, you do. When does your shift end?
No, I don't.
You start work at noon?
Let me show you my schedule. Sorry, I'm having a moment.
I'm mad at you because I've been talking to you about this for a long time. You need to have a work-life balance.
This is what my schedule looks like.
Then make a schedule.
Yeah.
Set boundaries with your work. This is a conversation we can have off of stream.
Okay. I'm sorry. But anyway.
But any hooter.
Let's
Sorry for dumbing you real quick.
This card generally actually let me see if I can win the auction. Sure. Brother, you have a fucking problem. What are you doing?
What are that?
Don't post your sports betting winnings in my fucking Discord, you psychopath. These cannot be real numbers. What are you doing?
Kid's got the sports almanac.
Fucking Back to the Future ass. Also, if you're that liquid, throw some support your girl's way.
That's what the OnlyFans is for.
I do still have to... I'm still interested in making that, but time is a factor. I can't be the only one that's getting this excitable by affirmative voice Alex. Oh, Kenji!
You said we did it!
I did say that, so thank you so very much for your support, Genji. I really, really appreciate it. Despite me doing a call to action for you specifically, I really do appreciate it. Helps the stream keep up what it's doing and supports me directly, so thank you so much. See, I hate that's my least favorite part about doing online content creation whatsoever.
I'll do it
okay,
for you.
Here, go for it.
You like cat girls? Do you like having cozy streams in the evening and hanging out and laughing with a couple giggles and just chilling with the gals? Subscribe to Take Hidden for more of this. For a low rate of
$5 a month.
$5 a month, you can hang out with this.
What the fuck? Thank you so much for subscribing to my stream. I really appreciate it. It makes me feel special and awesome and cool. And also, I hope you feel special and awesome and cool for being a part of the community. Thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. Really helps me out, keeps the show going, and just... I don't know what to say.
You just say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like that, what you were saying is great.
Fucking flustered as shit. Look at my face.
So cute. So cute.
I'm gonna die. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You had to support this cat girl. That's beautiful. Yeah, there you go. Give him some meows.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good reward.
Hey, Kitten OnlyFans coming soon. Ooh. It's a good perk.
Yeah. I always love purring out and about, like when people haven't heard me do it before, because it always surprises people how fucking like consistent I can do it.
Like last night, I was talking with throw a little thing. I was talking with another handler about setting up a photo shoot with the three of us, and she comes over and just jumps into my arm and starts purring, and he's taken aback. He goes, "Oh, that's some good purring there."
It's a skill. I've worked on it. Oh God, it's not too hard to do. Can you roll an R?
Can you teach me?
Yeah. Let's try. Can you roll your R's? Yeah. Okay. That's a good start.
Okay. Fuck. Let's go.
You can do it.
Confirmed.
Like, what the fuck? That didn't take any training whatsoever.
I'm a cat girl. Confirmed.
And then to modify it.
Whoa.
I've only ever hissed at someone once, and I'll tell you about this later. Like in
Were you that girl who
in
like
space.
hissed?
No.
Don't talk to me.
No, this was like recently. But what was I gonna fucking say? As I'm purring and rolling your R's and to modify it, you just like change your mouth shape and where your tongue is rolling. So if you want to like,
Okay, all right, I get it. I'm on board.
and if you want to get that like good quack, quack. If you want to get that good like roll that cats have, you just kind of sine wave it, so it's like.
Okay.
I'm not cringe.
This is what you get when you subscribe.
Yeah, it's good content. That's a great cat. Takes a petting like it's nothing. You bet. So, actually, there was a party that you and I were both at recently. What, gonna bite? Where I was given a task in space. So I was kind of, in pet mode or whatever. And I went to go do this task, and someone who we both know tried to stop me or made some sort of fun at my expense at my position, and just instinctually just at them, right? And they were taken the fuck aback. They were like, what the fuck?
All right. Slow down.
And then they claimed that I bit them, and that was not fucking true. I did not bite them. That was a lie.
I felt bad, man. I got her in trouble.
Yeah, you sure did.
Well,
I don't feel bad. Alright, what else are we talking about?
what else are we talking about?
Let's look at that DM that was sent my way. It'd be hilarious if you quacked at them. Quack, quack.
So I can't do quack, but I can do good like. Maybe I'm a chicken on the inside. It's a good chicken. I do. I'm a chicken. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a dad joke. Want to hear it? Yeah. Why I hate with all the noises. I kind of fuck with the whole like shapeshifty bit because like I don't like just being a cat. I also do other animals like bunny. I've done puppy a couple of times, but that's fucking rare and you're never gonna see it on stream.
Have you seen the puppy?
Yes, once. I'm gonna mute really quick. I'll be right back.
No, I'm... It's okay.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it. I'm just trying to...
Gotta leave good winning Twitch, which I assume you're already leading in. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Puppies are absolutely degenerates. I got zero patience for them. I disagree. Puppies are great.
These are great.
Tay the axolotl. I mean,
You just kind of float there.
you just kind of float, move around. Oh god. Oh fuck. The person I hissed at's watching the stream has sent me a DM about it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump scare you. Anyway, why don't trees have bad backs? I don't know. Let me see here.
Fine, I will move my stuff out of the way.
I'm just reading. They have good lumbar support. I like that. Let's see. Also, your last Facebook post was a reminder in 2023. Oh, happy Pride, by the way. I'm a girl and I am gay. I also don't use Facebook, but the people I'd like to remind do. Oh, yeah. I was kind of catty. And that was in 2023, you're right. I forgot that I did that. For Pride, I wanted to make it like a yearly thing where I reminded people on Facebook that like I am the way that I am. But I haven't done that in a year, I guess. So I don't know if I'll be able to, if I will continue doing that. I do still have the post, like the picture that you and I took at Pride that I wanted to post, but just ended up not posting.
That's fine.
I also got a question in my DMs. I'm curious, how did your sister respond? We've never talked about it because when I was going through it and in and out of therapy, my parents were also in and out of therapy, and they also didn't tell my sister what was going on. So we've never talked about it, and there's this, like, disconnect, I would say. Like, she understands my position and where I am in life now, but we've never had a conversation about it. And being a little bit vulnerable here, be cool, everyone. My sister and I aren't super close to begin with. I do feel kind of bad about that. But we walk two very different paths in life right now. And I don't quite know how to bridge that gap effectively right now. I'm working on it, but that is a me thing, not a you thing. But that's all I have to say about that.
It's good that you're working on it with your sister.
It's more of an internal working on it than a external talking to her about it, because she lives in a completely different part of the country now, and she's focusing really, really hard on her studies, and like, part of me, and this isn't legitimate, I know, but part of me doesn't want to like distract her from her life path, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I don't think it would be a distraction. It'd be just more of a connection.
Yeah.
Connecting.
Because we never really connected to begin with. I don't want to get too deep into this, but because of the way our ages are, we're 6 years apart. And that was the perfect age to be in two separate swim team divisions that had different practice times. So by the time I got home, she was already in bed. Right? And then in the mornings, she would go to school earlier than I did. And then for all of like other extracurriculars or whatever, nothing ever lined up with our schedules. So I like only saw her at dinner sometimes. Right? So we don't really have that much of a connection. And I do regret that. I do. But that's therapy shit. We're not talking about that.
You're working through it. I mean, that's... I got issues with my sisters, too. I have an older and a younger sister. I'm in the middle. And so that was kind of a fun thing to bridge with them. My older... to kind of jump into a little bit of my story, but, like, my older sister's introduction to me being trans was... she moved out to college and left a bunch of clothes behind, and some of her dresses didn't fit right or started missing, and then she found them in my room, and that was kind of a little bit of a pain point of like,
Yeah.
yeah, why the fuck are you stealing my shit? And then I, kind of had that like, well, here's what's going on, and we kind of talked about it, and now we laugh and giggle about it. And there is, I think it's a dress of hers that she claimed she was going to give away that I now wear, and it's kind of funny when I wear it around her. She's like, "That's my dress. What the fuck are you doing?" Oh
Cute.
yeah, I gave it away. And then my little sister was young enough to where she didn't really know me before we transitioned. And like it was enough to where I could like slowly bridge the gap with her of like, hey, I'm gonna be your sister now. You're gonna have 2 older sisters. How do you feel about that? And she was like, I don't really care. Which is
Wow.
My youngest sister, she's been awesome through a lot of this
Good.
and has taken it in strides.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, my time has come. I must rest for tomorrow, the big day. I don't have to cook. But have a good day. Good one, Tay. It was nice seeing you. Thank you, Genji. Thank you for the subscription again. Have a great rest of your night. I don't know what you mean by not having to cook, but I'm happy for you regardless. Because when you start collecting cheap energy... Oh? What? Oh. What? I think it was a dad joke and somewhere in there. But
Somewhere in there's a dad joke we missed.
yeah, it's all good. Do you want to tell your story?
We can if you want. If you want to hear my story, I can talk about it. I can sure share.
As much as you would like to share.
Yeah, sure.
I always find it fascinating hearing other people's journeys, but I know it's not necessarily all sunshine and roses too.
I will be honest. The issue, quote unquote, the issues that I've had in my life and the problem points in my life weren't necessarily because I was trans.
Interesting.
Which we're not gonna, like you said earlier, it's not therapy, so we're not gonna delve into some of that stuff. But like, oddly enough, it's something I like to look back at, but like, and I don't really talk too much about it because like my transition went relatively smooth.
Well, nice.
Things fell into place and kind of moved quickly. There's a couple of hurdles and bumps here and there, but like, I mean, like, it also was a little slow going at the beginning. So, I came out, I want to say it's like 2014, 2013 is I came out as gay. And I was like, I'm a little gay boy, and that's what I am. Look at me, be all gay and fabulous. And that's the fucking
Out of my way, gay boy! Like, what is that from?
I don't know. But
What is that from? Sorry, continue.
Google, we have Google out. Just Google out of my way, gay boy.
Oh, I know what it is.
It's a meme.
Yes, it is.
You're not ascending to godhood. You're just dehydrated.
Out of my way, gay boy! I'm about to liberate my divine self from this mortal shell!
I don't know if that's where it's from.
It is. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Out of my way, gay boy! Hospital. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
And then, so I came out as gay, and then, like, I would say, like, maybe 3 months later, I promptly started dating a girl, and then came out to her as trans, and, like, a couple of my close friends as trans, and I was like, I don't think I'm actually gay, I think I like this a little bit more, what's going on, something's a little bit more, and then it kind of stalled there for a little bit, and I did a lot of more, like, dressing in private, and kind of, dressing up at night. That was like my big thing, is like when I got home from school, I would take a shower and like cross country and things like that, and then I would start wearing clothes at night when my entire family went to bed. I was a night owl, my family all went to bed super early, so like I did a lot of like in private wearing clothes that I like bought, or like I worked at Goodwill at that time, so I would like
perfect cover.
So I just
perfect cover.
I just was like, ooh, we're clearing red tags today. I like this dress. I like this dress. I like this dress. Oh yeah, I threw them away, and then would set them outside. And at the end of my shift, I'd go pick up the bag. So I got like the clothes that we were throwing away, a lot of it from Goodwill. which was, I don't know, kind of fun, kind of simple. And then I joined GSA in high school and kind of like really dove into that like fun like group of queer folks, and I started building more friends. A lot of my friends were queer and things like that, and so I'm just trying to think of, high school was fairly easy, but I was also presented more as a male in high school. And I told people that I was a guy, but I cross-dressed. It was kind of a big thing is where it was. And a nice thing too is a lot of my friends called me by my last name instead of my first name. So
Okay, that's nice.
So it was a funny story. I had one friend who thought that my last name was my first name and my last name, and so like I don't know, I'll make up a last name. Like she thought my name was like Johnson Johnson.
It's really
Because she only knew me as, Johnson. It's not my real last name, but
Yeah,
And so
don't dox yourself.
She only knew me as that, and so that's kind of where that whole nickname started, and that made me feel good because no one was calling me by a long name.
Yeah.
So through high school, I would like cross-dress here and there and wear effeminate clothing, and then like I was the weird kid in cross country that always kept the shirt on, and then if I took my shirt off, I had a sports bra on, and people were like, that's interesting, why do you have that? Or like I would have lines from wearing a sports bra all day. And then I started actually dressing at high school, which went okay. I never got any like forward issues.
Yeah.
Probably there was a lot in the background, and like I was relatively okay with my outfits and things that I wore to school. I would only do it on the days that GSA would happen, and then the only times that my mom would let me borrow her car, so I don't have to ride the bus.
Fair enough.
So I would like, and then I also had that as soon as like I could go out to my car and change, and I felt gross throughout the day. But like, I never really got any pushback. People, I got like weird looks and things like that. But then I graduated in high school, and one thing I guess I regret, which is a weird regret, is that I never went to prom. Mainly because I wanted to wear a dress, but my mom didn't want me to wear a dress to prom. So that was a little weird thing.
Yeah, it's a bit of attention.
So I didn't go. I went to gay proms. We had it where it was just like a bunch of kids, and my mom and I went shopping and things like that. And she bought me a nice little blouse and shorts, or like pants and things like that.
Cute.
So like it was, so like, so 15, 16, 17, and then 18. When 18 is kind of when I started like thinking, I'm an adult now, I could potentially change things, and that I lost my train of thought. No, I didn't. Sorry, I just saw the thing here. So what I'm hearing is it's clearly dating women makes you a woman. Yes, correct. But another thing that I was really proud of too is that I graduated and like walked across my high school stage in a dress, and it was underneath my robes and everything, so like it was kind of cool. And like I just remember this is a moment that stuck in my head where I walked across the stage and I got my like high school diploma, and I turned, and it was the crowd of all of my classmates and then all of their parents, and it was just this kind of moment of like, here we go, we're starting. That was kind of like my big moment of like, I'm standing in front of all of these people dressed as how I want to be dressed, like how I'm, seen it. Fuck, I'm tripping over my words. Sorry. But like, that was the moment of just like, I'm going to do this. This is where I start. And so I walked across the bridge or like the stage, got in front of everybody. And then right after that is when I started like asking my parents to use feminine pronouns. And like, I don't want to be Alexander anymore. I want to be Alexandria. And so that was kind of when a lot of that started. And then my parents were starting to get okay with it. And that was about the last season I really raced. And that's kind of where I had people, that's when I had my name on like my district card say Alexandria and things like that. And so I went off to college, and my first year of college, I was on the guys' side of the dorm, and I had a blast. I was starting to come into my own. I was starting to dress a lot more. I was starting to show off. My roommate, bless his soul, I remember like the first day we were there, I was unloading. I like packed a good like 70-30, of like, yeah, don't cry.
That whole, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that whole standing in front of your crowd and also like physically crossing a bridge and making that's fucking beautiful. Sorry, I'm emotional.
So that, yeah,
So sweet.
no, I know that moment is like forever seared in my brain, and just like holding my diploma and being like, well, here we go, we're doing it. This is where it begins. And I get that. Thank you for the pets. But
Pinky.
and then it's like college, like with my roommate, as it was the first day we were there, I was unloading all of my clothes, and I had like 30% of my guy clothes and like 70% of my women's clothing. He's kind of looking at me weird because he already moved in, and I was like, he's kind of looking at me weird, and I was like, oh, I should probably tell you I'm a cross-dresser. I hope you're okay with that. And he's like, as long as you don't get your makeup on my shit, I'm fine.
Perfect response. No notes.
And I was like, okay, cool, awesome.
0 notes.
Instant friends. And he was really supportive. I did do a college blunder though of I invited my boyfriend over while my roommate was there, and while my roommate was in the room with me.
Oh. You could not torture that information out of me, and you just admitted it on a live stream.
Because I feel horrible about it, and I've since apologized to my roommate about that moment, and I feel bad. I own that that was not a nice thing to do. All right, so I'm making amends by telling people don't fucking do that.
Then he should be thanking Alex.
Should be thanking me. Where are you, bud? You know, I haven't talked to you in a long time, but you know where to find me.
Oh my god.
So to skip ahead, my first year of college was absolutely amazing. People were accepting me, people were okay with me, and it was. I never knew what I could do. Oh no! I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad about that.
Google search history got real weird after that one. But yeah, college was good.
The first year of college was really good. I had all my friends, everyone was supportive. And then my second year of college, we're gonna kind of skim over that.
Yep.
That was a bit of a shit show.
Yep.
Long story short, I lost my support system. I lost a lot of friends and hit my rock bottom. And I needed to move home. And so I moved home from that kind of situation and was at rock bottom for a while. This is also around the time that I started estrogen, which was 2016-ish. So it was a weird mix of hitting rock bottom and this such like, I'm starting estrogen, I'm on it, I'm going. And it was just like this emotional thing all over the fucking place. And then I moved in with my parents. I stayed with my parents for, a couple of years. And that was the point where like I really started to come into my own with my transition. I started to kind of find my way. At the point I found another one of a wonderful human being who was my boyfriend for a couple of years, or for a year or two, and he was, super supportive and wonderful, accepted me how I was, and kind of like helped me through some of that, like crawl out of that depressive state, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it. And then this is around the time when my dad I'm not gonna share that.
Okay.
Because I love my dad, and that's not a nice thing to share. But it's around the time when my dad and I kind of got really, really close, and we started going to different. We went to like this mindful conference together about business and life and mindfulness, and we shared a really nice moment there, where, he was publicly. It was another one of those like in front of a crowd moment, and my dad being like, yes, this is my daughter and I love her. And it was just like a really, so I'm happy. So it's like, the fuck? Yeah, so it was like 2 times where it was like, you know, where I've been in front of crowds and have had that like heavy moment of like, I'm telling people that I'm trans that I don't even know. And then my dad being like, this is my kid and I love her. And it was.
Don't clip that! Do not clip that under any circumstances! Do not clip that! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck?
I got into the moment there. Oh, I bet someone's gonna. I already did. I bet it's already there. I'm sorry. I got it in the moment. I'm sorry.
Oh god, I cannot wait to see that clip. It's so fucking funny. God. Don't apologize. It's gonna be fucking hilarious when that clip comes up. But anyway,
Great.
you had that
I
experience
had that
in another
experience
crowd.
in a crowd, and it was just a wonderful. It was a wonderful, nice thing. That was like coming from that low point, to have to hit that high. It's just great. Transition, you look like your mom.
I actually had that thought the other day of sorry to interrupt,
No,
but
you're good. I'm rambling.
the true trans experience is going from one day looking in the mirror and seeing one parent to another parent in the same mirror. That's the real trans experience. But go on.
So that was a point where like my family and I got really like again. So like growing up, like context, my family is really really close to one another, mainly because of racing. We were really really close. We were traveling around, you know, lots of long hours in the car together, lots of like being each other's team and building, you know, building on each other and helping each other and like pitting and things like that. So my family was fairly close, and me coming out kind of divided the family, and then, you know, I've just my attempt brought my family back together, and then my dad kind of being like, I accept you and I'm 100% on board in front of all of these people, really kind of made that real. And my family were like, we're gonna write a book. And so we started.
This is news to me. I don't know this.
Yeah, we didn't get the book going, but we basically, it was just kind of like a meet our family. This, like, our biggest thing was like, there's not a lot of support for families that have a trans child. So we want to share our journey and talk and, you know, share our experience.
What the fuck?
No, but I will plug something here in a minute. Yeah, you're not already doing that?
Hell yeah. No, not at the moment. But anyway, go on.
Anyways, but so we sat down and we like started talking about that and started like slowly putting things together and like getting ready to write this book and kind of getting the outline of the chapters and working through things and kind of like my transition with my family and my family's transition together and accepting me. You know, mainly because what we found is there isn't a lot of support roles for families. So we wanted to show that, hey, this is a normal thing that happens. There is a support system. And like through just saying that we were writing a book, we got a lot of people coming towards us and we got a lot of like support for us and kind of people coming and asking us questions and like asking for support, which was kind of cool. In the end, we never actually ended up writing the book, but just kind of like promoting that we were writing a book drummed up a lot of support and a lot of people kind of like the conversation started, so to speak.
That's still pretty neat.
Yeah, and it ended up getting us on a podcast. And there is
This is new lore.
so it's nothing crazy, but it is one of my dad's person that my dad worked with has a podcast, I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But she invited all of us on, and we did like a 7-part series where it started with like my transition, the start of my transition, and then like my mom's side, my dad's side, my sister's side, and then this was also around the time when my therapist came to the US, and my therapist was on there.
What the fuck? This is insane. I've never heard this. That's so cool.
So it was just like a cool like 7-part series.
It's like Joe's experience or something like that. I don't remember.
It's something Monday. I don't remember what the podcast was called.
No worries. Would learning what the podcast is called dox you?
Yeah,
it's better not to say it.
Oh, it's fine. But it's out there. And so that was another kind of like fun, exciting moment for me and my family. And I don't know, that was kind of like the end of like my public transition, I guess. And like, another thing too that I did around that time and a little bit early, jumping back a little bit while I was in college, is I helped promote stuff with the Minsky system to using, preferred names and having support for trans folks to stay in the dorms that they, gender identity.
Hell
as.
yeah.
And so like, there's that, and I did a couple of speeches and things up in Fargo where I lived and things like that about that, and I like came down to the did a couple of speeches at like the state house in St. Paul and things like that about, or in this city's capital, about like why you should let trans folk stay in the dorms and why they need those names. So if you're able to do that in the Minsky system, you're welcome.
I had no fucking idea. That's so fucking cool.
So that was a little bit of my like what's that? My like
Your story.
activism. Activism side of my story. And then I went back to school. This was all while I was like out, not in school. And then I went back to school and I got my 2 other degrees that I have. I have 3 degrees, by the way. Not gonna brag, but they're all useless.
Oh my God.
They're all useless and I don't use them.
Oh my God, you're so smart.
Nah, I'm not.
What's 3 plus 3? I don't know.
6.
Oh my God.
I know, it's like really good.
Having intelligence is like such a desirable trait.
Wow, I'm losing brain cells as we talk.
Huh? That's crazy.
I love airy girls. Just not a thought between those ears.
It's better that way. the singular brain cell bounces around the empty cavity of my brain like a DVD logo.
Yeah, but it's like your little like logo that you have for your pod or for your
the stream
is bouncing.
And when it bounces to the corner, I have a political take on stream. And it'll bounce against the other one and let's go. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that about you, and it's really cool to learn.
I don't talk about it much. I mean, it was around like it was around a time where I was very unhappy and I wasn't in the best mind like headspace through a lot of that, and it was like my like my transitional phase, if you will. And so it's kind of like I kind of blocked a little bit out, and like it comes up when I remember it. But oh, did someone clip it?
Yeah.
Ah.
We'll watch it here in a second, but go on.
But then I don't know. Then I finished my degrees. I did more. I didn't really do much after that. That's kind of when I started discovering the kink community and falling down that water hole and things like that. And then I also made a mistake and dated a aggressively vanilla girl she's kind of like my first girlfriend, and she was 10 years older than me and had 2 kids. And it went okay at the beginning and then kind of exploded. And yeah. And then that's when I like found the kink community, and I also found my favorite British idiot, Evo.
Brit-idiot?
We met through Kik actually, and
yes.
and some adult things that I used to do. That's kind of how we met. It was fun, and he is a wonderful, beautiful friend that I've had for a long time and throughout a lot of points in my life, and he keeps fucking popping up here now in my girlfriend's stream.
All right, we do have a clip to watch here. It's gonna be rough, but just bear with me. All right, here we go. Oh, I gotta.
Oh no! Oh
It's
no!
fine. We don't have to pull the
It's
green
a
screen up.
Proud moment, and my dad being like, "Yes, this is my daughter, and I love her," and it was just like a really. So I've had this. Was like the fuck? Yeah, so it was like 2 times where it was like, you know, where I've been in front of crowds and have had that like heavy moment of like I'm telling people that I'm trans that I don't even know, and then my dad being like, "This is my kid and I love her," and it was
Don't clip that! Do not clip that under any circumstances. Do not clip that.
oh no,
You can see it on my face like instantaneously.
proud moment, and that, like, heavy moment of I'm people trans that I don't even know, and then my dad being like, "This is my kid and I love her." And it was
Don't clip that. Oh, that fucking rules. Thank you for clipping that.
oh
Oh my
yeah,
god.
it's my kitty cat and I love her. Oh, gay shit.
I love being gay so
love it
much.
too.
Oh
It's
my
great.
god. Like breaking free from my chains.
Heteronormative.
Literally though, right? Because like that was a huge thing for me when I like was coming out and like starting to get back in like the dating game or whatever. Is like a common thing that I've at least noticed in like the trans girl community is that we feel kind of like predators sometimes, but only because the narrative tells us to feel that way, right?
I had more of the like imposter syndrome. Like
That too,
Like
yeah.
I had the thing of like I'm not a real girl. I shouldn't be included in girl things. And like I had a couple of like moments with my family where like the biggest thing that fucked with me hardcore and like really was another like hammer on the head that this moment is settling in is every year with all of our guy friends we would go on like motorcycle trips together as the guys, and also and that reminded me of another time. It was the first time I got called the F word by somebody.
Hell yeah.
Which was a fucking rad moment. But it was after I came out, my dad didn't like include me in the planning, and I was like really bummed. I was like, but I want to come with. And then he like looked at me and he goes, "Oh, cute. You're not a boy anymore. This is for the guys. This is the guys' trip." And I went, "You know, you're right."
You know what? Fair.
I like had that moment of like, "Fuck you," but thanks. I really wanted to go,
Fair enough.
but I guess you're right. And then they promptly had a I was at like
Touche.
moment. I'm like, I guess you're right. And so that was another like hammer on the head moment of like, oh, my family accepts me this way. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what. And I don't really. Nothing really happened between when I graduated up until I had surgery. Nothing really trans related happened. I just was kind of there doing things, and then I guess I was a manager of that restaurant. So call back to the story at the beginning.
There we go, tying it all back
into the beginning of the stream. My story there, and then I think it was 2021. This was 4 years ago, and it's 2024 now. So 2020 is when I had my surgery.
Good job. That's how numbers work.
That's how numbers work. But
I got 12 over numbers too sometimes.
it's okay. Math hard.
Counting is
I'm a
tough.
hot girl. I don't have to worry about math.
So true and real. So true and real. Oh god, like complete tangent, but using that to my advantage sometimes makes me feel like a bitch, but it's also phenomenal when it plays out, you know? Like I did it at a Pokemon regional once where I played the aloof, like, you know, like
I've never
ditz
done this
or whatever.
before.
Yeah, and
That's how you get them.
I could feel the flustered
can't-
energy, and I played through it and I kicked his ass.
That new dress that I bought, I'm wearing that to the regionals. And that's what's gonna get him.
Yes.
That's gonna get him.
I will have to make a counterpart pastel girlfriend outfit to go with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Hell fucking yeah. Let's
I'm on
go.
board.
Let's fucking go. I'm so fucking excited for that. We I do have an update for you on that.
Okay.
We might have a hotel picked out.
Ooh.
Because we were gonna go with an Airbnb so we'd all be in like one unit.
Yeah.
But that's really expensive.
Yes, sir.
So we're probably just gonna do 2 hotel rooms. But I will keep you updated.
That's fine by me. But yeah. But no, 2020 is when I had my big. You're wearing that dress.
Did you mean to say tantamount?
Tanned.
Not tanned amount, it's tantamount. It's one word.
Well, he's British. Maybe he's got different spelling. You know, they do colour instead of color.
Yeah, wrong.
Incorrect, governor. I love you.
Yes, I know how it's spelled, but I'm using voice typing. Oh, okay. Tantamount.
Tantamount. Yes, I know. It's
basically
the-
tantamount to cheating.
Yes, I know how I spelled it. Oh, you so mad at us. So mad. Oi, bruv. You spelt the name wrong.
It's called racism.
Yeah, why don't you come over
Look
here
it
and
up.
stop me?
Yeah. Stop us.
Stop us. Yeah.
Bitch.
What are you going to do about it?
You
Get over here.
You Brit.
Come on. You know where I live. You have my shipping address.
That's like a credible threat now.
It is?
Don't know. Oh my god, don't.
Yeah. I want his ass over here.
Fair.
So I'm going to threaten him so he comes over here.
Fair. 2020 when so many transitioned. Yeah, it was a big
Yeah.
year for transitioning.
Yeah, it sure was.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Everyone's stuck inside on the internet, falling down some rabbit holes. I don't know. Makes sense
Locked
to
and
me.
shit. But, yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
November, because yours was
The 18th.
18th.
Yours
Was November. Mine was November 12th,
I'm pulling it up.
I think. So,
Your Vagiversary was the 12th.
yes, my anniversary was the 12th. And so that's when I went to, and I had SRS. And it was pretty cool. It sucked because it was a lot of like I spent about a week in the hospital, and that week was rough. And then my like 3 months outside of that was not too bad. Just I didn't sleep very much, and it was a lot of pain. It was just a lot of pain and achiness in
Yeah.
that area. And I also spent my recovery in my childhood bed in the basements of my parents' house.
That's got to do something psychologically.
And so it was a little rough where like I went from having like a queen size bed at home to this like tiny ass little bed, and I was like, yay! But I'm also happy because I was with my family, and I lived alone at that time, and it would have been tens and times more rough to go through recovery than living alone than living with my parents. So I'm very thankful that my parents supported me enough to be there, and my mom and my fiance came down, girlfriend at the time, came down and stayed with me for the whole week while we were there, and so it was nice to have both of them there.
yeah.
But yeah, so that was kind of like my big final. You're done, kid.
Yeah, because a lot of people, like, in the discourse, if you will, don't really talk about the fact that there is an end point
There
to
is.
a transition.
And that was something that I will be honest, had a bit of a problem with. Is because it was like for the past 10 years, I've been, this is the one goal was to do all of these things, was to start hormones, was to be out publicly, to have SRS, to get done and to be there. And like, once I had that, and then once I got through recovery and got to 100%, I just kind of like went, well, fuck, now what? I'm done. I did the things. And it sounds really kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that, but like, I kind of got like bummed out that I was
that's
done.
Honestly, that's fair.
And like, but I was like really excited at the same time of like, I'm done, but I'm also 28 and I'm done. This is supposed to be a lifetime process. But, I mean, everywhere it counts, you know, name, body, legally, shit like that, that's all done.
Yeah. There is an end point to your transition, whether it be, you know, socially, legally, physically, whatever. And it's different for everybody, question marks, too.
Yes, that's true. It is different for
And
everybody.
I think a lot of people don't see that tree through the forest. You know what I mean?
It is kind of blurred with so many, and like there are things that I can do of, like, you know, I could get facial feminization surgery, I could get like my Adam's apple shaved, but you don't really fucking see that, you know, it's not really there. But, like, you know, I could do more surgeries if I wanted to, but I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a point where a lot of people get in, is they, like, you get caught up of, like, what can I do next, what can I do next, what can I do next, and not looking at of, like, how far you've come.
100%. And I feel like that's more than just the trans experience,
yeah.
too, but in this lens,
In this
for
lens.
sure.
And, like, I mean, I've looked at pictures of myself from, you know, 20, like, I have one of my favorite pictures of myself that I like to show to people is I'm blonde, short hair, I got, like, big glasses on, and I'm holding some fish because I just got back from, like, deep sea fishing, and
I've seen this picture.
I look like, I don't know, like a surfer skater dude.
Yeah.
And then to, like, see me now it's great. And then I saw Evo's comment of, like, that was also the same day I got a phone call from my fiance. It freaked me out because my over pessimistic brain thought something wrong had happened. Yes, I told Kari to call, like, certain people to be like, hey, I'm okay. And Kari is wonderful, but she's very, like, analytical and straightforward. So it's a, like, she's fine. Yes, everything's okay. Bye. And then we're like, hang up.
Yeah, that's on brand.
No. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like a high overview of my transition, which oddly enough went fairly well. Now
it sounds like it.
these days there's some bumps here and there within my family, but, you know, I don't really feel like going into that kind of stuff, and some bumps with some friends, and, like, you know, I've lost a lot of friends along the way. I've gained a lot of friends. Family members have been more or less okay. It's kind of like, you know, I akin it to, like, that kind of same thing with your sister, where it's like we don't really talk about it, but they kind of know what's up, because I didn't do what you did, where it was like, hey, surprise, here's a message for everybody. I told my mom, and my mom said, don't worry about it, I'll tell everybody. So I just assumed that everybody knew.
Okay, yeah.
And, like, going through that assumption, my dad didn't know what was going on. So
Rough.
jumping way back to when I came out, I had to come out twice. And one was, I came out to my mom in, you know, as trans, and, like, talking with her, and I was like, we were driving, and she, like, was like, oh, okay, I understand what's going on. Okay, cool, all right. And then, like, 2 or 3 weeks later, I started to bring up the trans topic again and things. And we're also in the car, and she pulls the car over off the side of the road, and she, like, looks at me and she goes, are you trying to tell me something? What's going on in your life? What's going on? And I was like, we had this conversation like 3 weeks ago.
What the fuck? What?
And so it was just that, like, fun, weird little, like, oh, yes, okay, I'm on board. But it just took a minute for it to kick in.
The pulling over of the car would freak me the fuck
it
out.
did.
Oh my god.
But one of my favorite, like, jump scare moments is I knew I was starting to dress at home, and my dad was kind of, like, picking something was going up, and I like, it was like one of the first days I wore a bra, and then I, like, stuffed it with a bunch of socks. I was like, I had huge fucking tits. It was great. And I remember, like, walking up the stairs, and my dad, like, looking at me, and I kind of said, like, how am I going to the kitchen? And he just went, whoa! What's going on there? I was like, I'm wearing a dress. What do you think? And he was like, yeah, you look good, but wow. And he didn't know what to say.
That visual fucking rules. I'm just walking up the stairs with this giant rack. Completely out of nowhere. Oh, that's really funny.
And that was and then that led into the conversation of my dad being like, oh, that's what your mom was talking about. Okay.
got
And
it, yeah.
then everything went from there.
Yeah, and, like, my family talked too, because I came out to my parents first, right? And they talked, but they don't talk a lot. And extended family members might have known bits and pieces, but not the whole thing.
Yep.
So me doing the Band-Aid ripoff probably just confirmed a lot of assumptions.
That's fair.
And that's something that I really want to combat in not only like my family or whatever, but also people around me and society as a whole, if you will, is to stop assuming shit and just talk to people, because assuming shit just perpetuates stigma, and that shit sucks. A story I'd love to tell about that. My partner and I back in college were polyamorous. We weren't super practicing at the time because we were just like figuring it out as we went along. But we had someone crashing on our couch for a weekend when my parents came over to like help me move something or whatever. And I come to find out much, much later that they had assumed that that was our third partner who was just living with us then. And it's like, fucking no, it's just someone who crashed on the couch for a weekend. Like, don't assume shit,
assume that,
because you're just gonna make, you know, a bad situation worse without actually fucking talking about it. Just cut through all the bullshit. Don't worry about any social anxiety or fucking whatever. Like, get to the concept and whatever.
Oh yeah. No, and that yeah, the assumption was something like, I don't know. I can relate, but I don't have any stories to relate off of that, but I know that like that kind of assumption.
It's a very Midwestern thing.
Yeah.
Because like the whole Midwestern nice thing is like, oh, don't ruffle any feathers, ooh. And like,
I
you know,
wish Midwestern said ooh more.
Yeah, me too. And like the whole culture of being a Midwestern is like, love thy neighbor, but talk shit behind their back.
Yes.
Right? That shit sucks.
And that is where I think a lot of my like stuff that I hit against, like a lot of my problems was like not to my face, but I knew a lot of it was talked behind my back and things like that, like from the things that I heard from a lot of my friends in high school and things like that. And like even now there's still a little bit of that within my family, but yeah, I don't really care if you're not saying it to my face. I don't know what's happening, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's a position that I've started to take more on lately too. And like, you know, one of the biggest things, I'll get to that. One of the biggest things for me is like I still get misgendered a lot, like in immediate family and slightly extended family, right? And I have turned it from a point of offense to a point of holy shit, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because I will be all dolled up, makeup completely on my face, you know, higher voice than I've ever talked in my life, and talking about like, you know, gay shit or whatever, right? And I'll still get he/him'd. And it's at that, recently it's flipped from like, oh my God, they're not seeing all this effort, they're doing this, that, or the other. And it's flipped to a, Jesus Christ, you're stupid. Like, I've been so clear, and yet you refuse to do anything about it. You're fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah,
and that's funny.
And I think that, personally, that is a mindset that that at some point in your transition you will get to. Because I remember, like, I was so like, I focused on what other people saw me. I was so worried about passing that every time someone did, like, he, him, or use the wrong name or something, it just like ruined my day.
Yeah.
Because I put so much effort in that. And then I got to a point where I was like, you can't figure what I am in your head. That's your problem, not mine.
Yeah, 100%.
And like, I've had a couple of that times too, where it's like, I'm full on in a dress and heels, talking shit, you know, and then I get, oh, there's Alexander, he's over there. And I'm like, ah, like, Alex is fine at the very least.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, and like that was another thing too that like what helped me process that, like work through that and not take it so personally, is when it comes to extended family members, how much are you seeing them?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that kind of goes down to like the exposure, like same with your parents. You're seeing your parents every day, more or less. You're seeing your parents a lot more than you're seeing your extended family. So the people that you see more have more time to process that and to figure that out than other people outside of family. Like, I have, you know, my uncle that I haven't seen in 10 years that I'm seeing on Friday. I'm wholeheartedly expecting...
Good luck.
I'm expecting to get a couple of things here and there. Just because I haven't seen him in that long and there hasn't been that connection and that growth. I'm excited that he's meeting me as me in a happy place. It's just, it'll have a couple of bumps.
Yeah, totally. And I also have a estranged uncle story.
Strange uncle stories are never good.
Yeah, where I hadn't seen him in a really long time, and I also didn't know he was going to be at this family function because he said he wasn't going to be, and then he just showed up.
Surprise!
Yeah, it's extra fucked because of the situation, but I'll talk about that off stream. We were talking one night because my parents had gone to bed, and it was me and him, and he was opening up to me about, you know, his place in life, and I was regaling him with my stories or whatever, and he started getting on about, like, do you really think you'd be trans if, like, it wasn't for the internet and blah 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 blah, and like one of the things he said that really sticks with me is like, so you believe that if you were on a stranded island with no other things, you'd still feel this way? I don't buy it. And it's like, hey, dipshit, that's not how the world works at all. So
No.
what the fuck argument are you trying to make right now? And I didn't say that to him, but I was like, oh, that's an interesting point. And so I could just go to fucking bed.
He was like,
Because
I just don't want to talk about this.
yeah, it was
right
like
now.
11:30 or something like that, and I felt trapped in this conversation. But it's like you said, the exposure thing for sure. And the more and more Christmases I go to as myself, I'm sure it will sink in
Well,
eventually.
Give it
but
time. It'll come. And jumping to Evo's comment here, I once asked my mother if I came out as gay, would she say? What would she say? Her exact response was, "You couldn't be gay because gay people have their shit together. I want to correct you. Gay people don't have their
Not
shit
even
together.
close.
I don't have my shit together."
no, like.
But
the
but
only
that is silly.
people in my life who have their shit together are either single or straight. I have not met a single gay person who has all of their shit together. And more often than not, their shit is all over the fucking place.
Oh yeah.
Refined pure dipshittery. That's a good phrase. I'm gonna steal that for later.
Refined dipshittery.
So what did you text you, man?
Yeah, so he brought up something that another one of those moments where I just kind of like forgot about.
I need a bit more water. I'll be right back.
Go for it.
Continue.
It was a moment where I was part of this support group for a while, and that actually didn't sound good. I was part of a support group for a while, and you know what? I don't know if I want to tell this story. This is another story that I think I might keep to myself. Just long story short, there was some like weird issues with how I was presenting and how other people were presenting, and it, long story short, turned into me.
I know what you're talking
People
about.
calling me transphobic, which I thought was an interesting take for them to take. So it'll bring the mood down. So I don't
Yeah,
want
no worries.
to talk about
There's
that.
there's some turbo online ideologies out there.
I wasn't. Yeah,
and it's difficult to deal with. I'm alluding to what you're talking about. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to explain what it is, but I have also seen that. I have not experienced it myself, but I have seen where like trans infighting will happen, and it's like, people,
It's not helpful.
What the fuck are we doing here?
The trans infighting isn't helpful, and ultimately pushed me away from the Minneapolis trans, or this area's trans community. I'm sorry.
Good job.
I'm trying.
You're 2 for 2, baby.
I'm trying. This area's trans community, because there was that like viper attack kind of moment, and
It's very eggshelly for sure.
yeah, and like I've since rebuilt some of those friendships, but there's some of those friendships that just like are completely ruined out of that exchange. I will say that I wasn't maybe the perfect person
Well, who
in
is,
that situation.
right?
I wasn't maybe the nicest, and so I'm not like painting myself as like I was bullied by other trans people. Like
No.
I wasn't super nice, and neither were they, and it was just a gross situation.
Yeah, it was a cat fight, if you will.
Trans girls are catty as fuck. And then you get trans girls on prog, progesterone. Oh boy!
I met. Holy shit! I just had 15 thoughts fly through my brain
it all
and
just, like, comes back.
stun locked me. there was a trans girl I was talking to at one point, and she referred to prog as a party drug.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, that's so real.
Oh,
it's so real.
that I have stolen it from her, and I'm just like, that's like, Jestrum's a fucking party drug. It's not a fast-acting party drug. Oh, careful.
But it hit different.
It hit different. It's a party drug that you take, and in 6 to 8 months, you will feel it.
Taste seems fun to stunlock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What did you want out of that sentence? No, it's actually really bad to stunlock her, and it's not really nice.
You try and I can chuckle. Imagining us like, sorry, imagine like us mid-scene or something, and I'm just like, to the same hit over and over again. Like the animation looping. Dying for the final hit.
Oh no!
Sorry. Yeah, my ears are broken actually at the moment.
Kind of my fault. I'm sorry.
It's both of our faults. These ears get some mileage, we'll say.
They do.
Are you actually just wearing headphones wrong for a kitty? I'm quadraphonic. I have 4 ears. If you knew the lore of the stream, you would know that I'm quadraphonic. And now 3 of my ears are being fed different information. And this
Information?
I'm getting stun locked. I want to ask from your perspective what it's like when I get stun locked, but I don't know if that's appropriate for stream. I will say I did have a bit of a stun lock. It's not really a stun lock, but I got flustered. I went to a munch last night, and someone I look up to like flagged me down at the beginning of the munch, like when we were doing introductions or whatever, and looked at me and went, "You look very cute today." I didn't know what the fuck to do with that information. Like, I flustered, I floundered, I was like, thank you very much. It makes me feel very good to say it. And then I walked away because I'm a coward. Somebody like, I feel like, listen here, you motherfucker. You're not wrong, but you didn't have to fucking say it.
Yeah, she is short.
I have a height difference thing. Don't worry about it.
You know, that is something that
Yeah.
I rediscovered
Yeah.
the other day. Like, we're hanging out.
I think you grew.
I don't...
I'm pretty sure.
Like, what is that? A Mandela effect or whatever? Like, this whole time we've been together, I could have sworn we were the same height, eye to eye level, and then I was standing there, flat-footed, didn't have any heels on or anything. HRT shrinking here.
True, that actually is a thing.
Well,
So I might be shrinking.
or I'm getting taller.
Whoa.
But no, it was just that moment of like, why am I looking down at you? I never look down at you. I mean,
You do, but usually there's other apparati in play.
it was just a really just like,
Yeah, that was a neat moment, to be honest, because I also didn't realize it until like we really like sat in that moment.
yeah, we did.
Because this was just in your apartment that we were just hanging out, and I walked up to you to like hand you something, and you like paused and like pulled me closer, and we were like, "Has this always been the thing?"
It's always been here. Well, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Cause like my fiance is like she like when I say she comes up to chest height, she comes up to chest height. So I'm used to girls being shorter than me. But it was just like I'm used to it with her, but not with Tay. I was like, oh, we're the same height. It's fine.
I like it.
I like it too. And I like when I wear heels and I can be a skyscraper. I have some pretty high fucking heels that I need to wear.
I need to wear more heels too.
wear.
There was. Hold on, I have to show you a pair of heels that someone sent me.
heels. Ooh.
So, someone in the community helped me out with anti-docs removal of like information from the internet, and through that found a pair of heels called the Tay Kitten heels.
Look at that!
Let me make sure there's no identifying information on the screen. Do you see my address anywhere?
No. I do not.
Okay. Because, like, these are really fucking cute heels. Like, look at these things. Oh, they're so cute. So cute. I kind of want them.
I personally do not like that style of shoe.
Well, now I hate them.
Fuck those shoes.
Nah. Why was I even bringing that up? To be quite honest with you, I kind of just went on a tangent
I
there.
have some skyscraper heels.
Oh, right. I wanted to wear more heels. That's what I was saying. I am always a skyscraper. Yeah.
Beautiful skyscraper.
Beautiful skyscraper. Honest question, how to find heels for big feet and get used to heels because I want to do 6-inch so I can be 6'5". Practice, and also good luck on finding heel sizes for big feet.
Opitz has they have a lot of they don't have like a wide range, but they have larger sizes usually at Opitz. There's also a store called Long Tall Sally that might have some there. And what's another? Go to like the not like the discount section, but like the on sale section, and you'll find some bigger sizes. They don't have a lot of, like, even with my feet, I have a larger Opitz is what it's called, not Opex.
Type it in chat. Never mind.
Let me look it up so I can spell it correctly.
I'm already 6'3", so I don't need much of a heel for any extra height. This is true. Heels would probably still look good on you, though. Heels are fucking pretty. I love heels. I got 11 wide men's. Yeah, it's not fun to look for shoe sizes that aren't typical, but I believe in you. You'll get there. My specialties can come into play. I'm going to put some links in the sidecar. Perfect.
Yes, that is something that Evo and I have shared and have had fun with is shoe shopping, and he has purchased me some shoes that I love very dearly. And I have like these they're like knee-high boots that are, let's see if I can find pictures of them somewhere. I don't know if I have.
I've noticed my feet shrunk a bit after just a year. I don't know if my feet have shrunk. I haven't really measured or anything like that. I don't have feet anyway, though.
Look at that boy.
I got boys. I got pubs. Bubs. Yeah, one tastes good?
That was delicious.
Let's see. Because I really only have my pair of Converse, my one pair of fancy heels, and that's kind of it for shoe wear. I'm not your typical girl where I go shoe shopping all the time or anything.
I need more shoes.
Shoes are expensive, dude.
I have like an old picture of them.
I would love a pair of like those like short heel boots that you have, the ones that are kind of falling apart that you said.
Yeah.
I would love a pair like that too. I think I'd rock that.
Might have them.
Did you say Target Boutique?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I buy all my clothes.
I thought
Boutique.
I thought you were like actually saying like a real boutique for a second.
No.
Alternativefootwear.co.uk.
I mean, these
Holy fuck.
These are a pair that Andrew bought me.
Check those thumbnails. Thank you. They're too small to be shown on stream anyway. Like with the bit rate, you wouldn't be able to tell what they are, but just to be safe.
But no, those are some that I have.
Good lord.
Yeah, no, this is a great website. I don't have to purchase anything, but like, I don't remember where.
Hello? Like fucking. All right, check for personal information. Do you see my address anywhere?
No, I do not.
Like, fuck me, right?
You'd rock those.
You think I could rock those?
You could rock those.
For all of about 30 seconds before I topple over and die.
The boots that I have are like that. They don't go that high up. Ooh. That would go really well with my nun outfit. You good? You good? We're on stream. Maybe later.
Bookmark, go to choose another folder, kink and cosplay, save.
See.
Holy fucking moly. The banana shoes have a specific male heel section? Really? Interesting. Someone doesn't know any blood in their brain? Shut up, shut up, shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up.
It's not going anywhere else.
Be nice to me!
I wear them.
I'm flustered. Fuck you. Good. Rexy, you'd have to actually wear them some point. Cough, cough. Oh yeah, I've been told to lightly hint and or gently nudge at ballet boot
then
stuff.
Not this coming weekend, but the weekend. Oh yeah, you want to try those out? We could. Ooh. We could bring those shoes.
We're starting to pack a lot of things into that weekend.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. You can bring them, and if it pads out, it pads out. I know it's kind of a late minute addition, but the thing that we talked about at the party the other day, I am so unbelievably on board with that, because like that kind of, sorry everyone, you're getting inside baseball. That sort of event is like the only place we can do something like that.
100%.
So I kind of want to take advantage of that. So yeah, we'll talk about it. Anyway, I will have a report of some sort to give the stream. So for complete clarity, there is a major event in the world of kink that is happening next weekend. I'm not saying what it is. I'm not saying where it is. Just know that it's a biggin'. And I'm sure come December 12th, that stream, I'll be different. And I will share what I can, for sure. I'm so fucking excited for that, but I can't talk about it, which is so fucked up. And like that's something that I've definitely run into a little bit more, like while doing streaming and like wanting to be a bit more of a voice of the community or whatever. It's like I want to talk about these things. I have the framework to talk about these things, but in the spaces that I can, there isn't much reception.
Oh yeah, no, and that's a problem where I've run into
International Kinky Chess Championship.
Yeah.
Ah, God, you got it, Evo.
You got it, nailed it. Where I've run into that is where it's like my life in the kink community has kind of exploded, for lack of, and like I've made leaps and bounds where like I'm hosting. You know, I've hosted a couple of classes, I've done a couple of performances, I've done things like that, and I'm like excited and happy about those things in my life. But like, I can't just like go to my coworkers and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm teaching a class tonight. It's about such and such. Yeah. And
Do you want to come?
you want to come?
Not like that, though.
But it's just like, it's not. And then like my vanilla world is just like, I'm going to work, I'm going home, and isn't exciting. So it's like hard. It's like when people ask me, how's things going? Like, what's new in your life? I can't talk about a lot of that stuff.
Oh gosh, now I'm thinking about rules of kinky chess for real. Keep thinking.
Keep thinking.
Bring a report. That sounds awesome. Yeah, and like, I guess the way to mitigate that is to like just do more kink shit, right? So that you have more of that fulfillment in your life. And like that's kind of my mentality with it right now. And I'm just trying to get to as many events, munches, group gatherings, parties, whatever that I can, because that's where I feel the most amount of enrichment. And I do really want to step up into a leadership role of some kind. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's just scheduling wise, I want to make it work too, so I'm not like strung too far along. So I'm thinking of maybe picking one group, and I'm not sure which group that is, but we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Picking a group and just approaching and asking, you know, if they need another leadership position or what that would look like. because I don't want a status in the community for any sort of bravado or ego, but I want to be someone that people can come up to when they're just starting their journey or really far down their journey and just have a conversation and be open with, because that's what I have found in community, and I want to perpetuate that.
Yes.
Right? I want to make people feel welcome and like they're not alone, like there's no isolation in what they're feeling and shit like that. And it's a skill, obviously, to build that up and to be able to talk to people easily, but I feel like I'm at a point where I can lend that at the very least, and I think it would be very fulfilling and rewarding.
I think, and like a big thing too that I want to try to work on is breaking down a lot of the stereotypes of
Yes.
like
That's my biggest passion about
it's
it.
not a bunch of icky people. It is a wonderful community of people who support each other. Like, you know, to kind of jump back into the transition stories and stuff, is like I found more acceptance for me being trans and for me being who I am, you know, within the kink community than the LGBT community. And I found more like even and like more ways to just express myself, not even in a sexual way, in a more of like, this item of clothing makes me feel good.
Yeah.
This type of activity makes me feel empowered. Before I was this wonderful, awesome, you know, Dom handler lady, I was a submissive to actually, you know, two very influential people in my life. I was, you know, I was a submissive to a mistress and to a sir, you know, at separate times. And both of them taught me so much about myself, you know, and put me through a lot of positive and a lot of negative situations and things like that. And like getting to a point where like that has helped me grow so much. Like the two of them, you know, helped me in like a mentorship way. Like, yes, my first mistress was problematic in many ways, but was a very good mentor in my life and helped me get through a lot of stuff, because she was also a person that took me in outside. Like, she was one of the first people that helped me and understood what was going on after my attempt, and like sat down and really like face to face was like, I know what's going on, let's talk about it. And that was something that was really nice, and I latched on to that, and you know, we went from there. But then that kind of got a little problematic and things here and there. And then my next sir, and then my sir I was with, and Evo was there during that. You know, another thing to say, like, Evo's been a lifelong friend of mine, and to have him through all of that. And then, you know, even with my sir, that I found myself through him, is how shitty he treated me. I found myself and kind of went, I don't think I want to be a submissive anymore. I want to do this. And then, I think it was a comment that my fiance said to me, something along the lines, and she was like,
I know exactly what
I was questioning, I think we were having like a deep discussion about like, am I a good dominant? Am I a good thing to my pet and things like that? And then Kari was she said something along the lines of like, you are the dominant that you deserved for yourself, and you're treating your submissive and your pet as how I wanted to be treated when I was in that role, in that position. And that kind of like made me tear up, and I was like, ah. So the kink community, so long story short, the kink and BDSM community is a lot more than just sex.
Yes.
And it's a lot more than
Thank you for
debauchery.
Yeah, and thank you for looping it back to that, 'cause it's something I wanted to talk about too, because like a lot of the stigma and misunderstanding of kink is that it's just all debauchery, all abuse, but painted in a certain way that it's not actually. But that's not true. And what sucks is that even getting over that stigma is a hurdle once you're over that stigma hurdle, right? I didn't explain that super well, but like vanilla folks, I'm just gonna say it, vanilla folks don't see intimacy the same way we do. And that's for a benefit and a detriment in a lot of cases. But being able to break through that barrier and explain like, no, we do what we do because there's trust, not because we're looking for trust or we're trying to push boundaries and get all fucked up or whatever, it's because of that trust and that communication and that knowledge base and consent that we can do these things, and we're exploring these depths of what we can do as humans and the psyches that we have, right? We talked about it in the stream side or the Discord the other day, is like shadow work. And like through kink, you can explore darker sides of yourself that you may not be comfortable doing in any other context.
Oh, yeah.
But the difference is that you have a safety net and an accountability system baked into it, so that if you fuck up, there's accountability for that.
Oh, yeah.
But also there's grace, because we're all trying to figure this shit out as we go along too. And that's what I love about destigmatizing kink with people who don't know much about it, is that moment they have where they realize it's not just all about sex.
It's not.
But what doesn't help is that a lot of gear, models, attire, and other kink paraphernalia is so inherently sexual, or at the very least is tied to inherently sexual acts, that it's hard to say, you know, like this collar, for instance, it could be a fashion statement, it could be, you know, this, that, or the other, but at the bottom of it all, it has a function.
Yeah.
And that function can be tied to sex. And that's where a lot of people don't see the tree through the forest. And that sucks. And it's awful. And that's the stigma I want to obliterate over time. And that's my passion when it comes to kink and sex and whatever.
Because like even just in our dynamic and seeing how much you've grown from like the starting point, and like watching you become more confident and being able to set boundaries and be able to communicate a lot better, and like able to be yourself and enjoy, and like through our dynamic you have been able to experience more time as yourself, and watching, you know, being able to smile, like seeing you smile and seeing how happy it makes me something that makes me feel really good and lovey-dovey, and that's been a treat.
Not on my fucking stream! Anyway.
You gonna cry?
Yeah.
Cry?
I might, actually.
Kitty girl gonna cry?
It's so special to... Fuck it, you are in my brain!
Ow, I'm gonna need some Tylenol.
I'm sorry.
Or something. I got a mad headache over here.
I forgot how loud this mic is.
I'm
But
gonna say a bad thing.
yeah.
Get on your knees and cry for me.
Holy fuck, you want to talk about boundaries? There's a camera on us right now. I'm not doing that right now. Holy shit. In any other context, yes, absolutely. Right now, What I was going to say...
What that?
Don't, no! Go ahead, do it. It's content.
No, don't.
What I was gonna say is, as much as you've seen me grow through this and be more of my authentic self, I have also seen that from you. One of the things that I noticed recently, actually, is at the beginning of our dynamic and just us being in a relationship, there was apprehension to make decisions.
Yes.
Because you didn't have the framework or the consistency in making those decisions at the start, and you wanted to, you know, work up to those decisions to be able to make calls where I don't have an input or have less of an input.
A thing that jumps to my mind, I think, is it was like right as like we were a couple months into our dynamic, and I wanted you to wear a certain outfit at a party, and I sent the text message. I was like, tonight you're going to wear this, this, and this. And I sent that off, and as soon as I sent it to her, I went, oh, fuck. I just told her what to wear. What if she doesn't want to wear that? What if she, you know, it looks at that and goes, oh, I don't want to wear that. I don't know. I had a different outfit that I wanted to wear tonight. It's like, I had a small existential crisis about it. And then that moment I was learned of like, no, you know what? I can make those decisions. I can. And so I saw there someone said any Dom tips, and I don't have great tips, because if I'm being honest, being on the top end and being a dominant is a new role, and I'm still learning and I'm still growing. within that role and within that space. But I'd say a big thing is give yourself grace.
Yeah.
And make sure that that is baked into your dynamic, because for the both of us, this is something that is new to us, new for us. And it's just, and it is just it's something that you need to just work through together and give yourself grace so that, if you fuck up or you screw up, it's not devastating to yourself.
And on that, the sub that allows you that grace and helps you work through and learn through that grace is the sub that's worth your time. If someone, like, I'm trying to imagine a situation where, okay, here's the antithesis to the dress thing, right? If you had said, I want you to wear this, this, and this, and I fired back with a, what? That we haven't gotten that part in our relationship yet. That's an overstep of your bounds. This blah 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 blah, and like kind of talked you down about that. That's fucked up and not okay.
Yeah.
But maybe not this time, but we can talk about it later, and having a more in-depth discussion about what boundaries I would have had at that moment. But me, I'm fucking.
I snap my fingers and it's like,
Oh my god, like, and that's not sexual, right? Right. Like that. Okay, that's something I want to hone in on too. Oh, you got me started.
So I can go.
Do you need?
Yes,
some?
I do need water.
Okay, yeah.
Just to interrupt you.
Yeah, and I'll talk more about that here in a second.
But yes, that kind of stuff of the interaction that we have, with the small hand gestures and things like that is something we've built together that isn't necessarily a sexual thing. It is just part of our dynamic and part of how we interact with each other. And I'm a sucker for nonverbal communication, and kind of finding ways to do that within our dynamic is super cool. And that's been something, and like through kink, I'm starting to learn ASL, which is kind of fun and exciting, and I never thought I would want to do. And so, another non-sexual thing and more of a knowledge-based things is I'm learning a different language, which is kind of cool.
And to get back to my point before I was so rudely interrupted.
I'm sorry, I was thirsty. Oh, dearest me, I'm just so parched over here.
Is that this power exchange does extend into when we have sexual relations, but that's not the be-all, end-all.
No.
I adore being attentive, providing tasks and services, and just providing from a submissive role, because that's where I feel the most useful. Yeah. And to offer that to someone is extremely vulnerable, and to have someone utilize it and see that vulnerability and play with it is what I am looking for in a dynamic or a relationship. And that's not sexual, and I want people to understand that that's not necessarily a, it's so difficult because it isn't, but explaining to someone that I love being subservient, they're immediately just gonna be like, well, that's fucked up.
That's weird.
And like, I don't know. I'm not fucking mic stand. Sorry, I'm trying to fucking figure this shit out. All right, there we go. I do not have sexual relations with that woman.
Oh, jeez.
I merely put on a collar.
Put on a collar, and she snapped her fingers. That's all that happened.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, go on.
No, you're good. I saw Evo's comment. To be brutally honest and not joking, Evo, I do kind of miss Submissive Roxy, but I really, really enjoy the one that you have now. And I will be honest, yeah, there are times when I miss being in that submissive role. But I think I'm a lot happier with how I am now, and kind of finding a mix of times when I can bottom and times when I can top for different activities is kind of more empowering. I just think that, I don't know, I went in, my submissive journey was, I'm a woman, and that's where I need to go, and I need a big strong man to tell me what to do and to kind of, put me in my place. But as I, had that big, strong man, and I had that, moment with my sir, and kind of realizing in the moment of like, I don't think I want this. I want to be able to like do things on my own and kind of have things from the top end. I don't know, I'm kind of lost into more emotions in my head.
Yeah, we're getting a little rambly.
We're getting a little rambly. But yeah, no, it's just I'm enjoying who I am now.
Yeah.
But
and that growth is really important too. And like from my like kink journey specifically, I've always been submissive and I've always been a bottom. But I've never been in a dynamic before this. And it's so much different than just doing pickup play or, having a couple of months of committed something or other. And it's challenging. There are challenges to it, and they're not all physical. They're emotional, they're structural, there's schedule, and just... It's the challenge itself is also rewarding in just the fact that it is challenging. You know what I mean? Because when we surmount something together, it feels fucking twice as amazing, right? Like I've shared this story on stream briefly, but there was a party that you and I went to, and I'm sorry if I'm overstepping, but there was an impact that did not hit the target intended. And we had to rely on our foundations and our structure for that fallout of that scene. And it went perfectly, right? Like, I can't think of a thing that we would have done differently that would have made that situation better.
Yeah, I think it was a true test of what we had built. It was I fully mistake on my part, but we came together, we owned it up, we worked on it, and I'm working to fix that mistake. I think I don't know, she's still here, so I didn't fuck up that bad.
And you're still here too. And you, yeah. And
oops.
The fact that you trust me in also making that call for myself too is really, really important. And it just boils back down to trust. And I'm getting really rambly and emotional because
it brings it back to being more than sex.
Yes, more than sex. It's an intimacy thing.
It is an intimacy. It is a emotional connection with someone that not everybody has. Like I'd say we're very it's that emotional connection of on a deeper level. But I get more. Don't take this the wrong way, but I see this dynamic as a challenge. Like you aren't a challenge, but being in the role of a dominant is a challenge, and it has been a fun challenge to work through and to overcome.
You've said this
boundaries that have popped up, and to like it's a fun learning experience. I've learned so much, and I've my confidence in myself is skyrocketed, and
it is so apparent.
And even your confidence, and so it's been that building each other up has been pretty cool.
Yeah. And despite us being not a literal 24/7 dynamic, but an effective 24/7 dynamic, is also unique because we turn it on and off. And that's been said before to at least me specifically, where someone in the community has said to me that I like you because you're not always this ooh-woo blushy submissive that only backs down and doesn't stand up for herself, but you do in spaces where it's needed, and that's fucking cool that you can turn it on and off, because that is what it is. It's me taking my confidence and my autonomy and handing it to someone to play with that I trust. And only in those moments and only in this dynamic am I comfortable doing that. So outside of that, I'm gonna be brash. I'm gonna be like, hey, don't fuck with me. And I feel way more confident in doing that now because I have a space to be meek, to be subservient, to be that side of myself in a safer, more, in a more predictable environment.
For sure. And then as you were talking, I got hit with a light bulb. Out of that like on and off moment. I know something that like we've implemented in our dynamic. Another dumb tip for you that we've implemented in this dynamic came from my first mistress, and how we set up to structure that was to set up a framework and whatnot outside of the dynamic, so you can come at each other as equals.
Yes.
So if there's problems or if there's an issue or something, or like a good thing you want to talk about, you can, take off the collar, so to speak, and talk to each other as equals, as friends. Even outside of a romantic sense of, we are two individuals engaged in an activity. We're going to remove ourselves from that activity, and we're going to talk, we're going to talk to each other as equals, for lack of, for not another way to describe it. But that's something that that is a setup and an invaluable information that I learned from her that I'm now applying to this. Is, Tay and I have different points of a dynamic. We have the level 0 where there's no interaction. We're equals, we're friends, we're we're in a relationship. We're girlfriends. And then there's like level 1, level 2, and level 3, and like different heights of protocol. Yes, it makes it more complicated, but that gives us frameworks. That gives us a framework and how to interact within those frameworks as we kind of grow. And then if there's an issue, we can remove ourselves from the dynamic and talk to each other as equals. And then that empowers her to be able to, stand up and talk to me if there's any problems, or if I'm doing something that she doesn't like. She knows that she has a ladder to stand on and say, I want to talk to us about this.
So on that note, I like to refer to it as equalizing. So when we are in scene or doing something a bit more dynamically, the power dynamic shifts in either of our own directions. But when we debrief or come out of a scene, we equalize. And I think that equalization is really, really important. Because the only way to feel comfortable going further in either direction is to know that you can always go back to the equal, right? And that equalization might stair-step downward over time, depending on how serious your dynamic gets and how 24/7 it gets, and how do I put this? How deep you want to go, I guess, is what I want to say. Because there are some relationships and dynamics I've seen out there that, like, their equalized is much lower than our equalized in terms of, like, dom and sub, right? And it's tough to describe exactly what I'm trying to get at. One, because it's getting fucking late, and two, it's so esoteric and weird. And it's different for fucking everybody, right? But having frameworks that we at least get on paper to share with other people and have them go, oh, that's cool, here's how we do it, and then implementing things from then, it's a network. It's a sharing of information, because we've based some stuff in our relationship and dynamic off of other people's shit. And that's fucking cool. That's neat. And I feel like the more that happens, the more specific and, like you said, complicated a dynamic can get. But I find a lot of safety in how complicated things are, because when you get an instruction manual for a device and it's 2 pages and the device has 37,000 features, you're like, where's the fuck is all the shit that I need to know about this? But when you have a device that does 4 things and there's 15 pages of documentation, at least you know if something goes wrong with that device, and there's in that 7 things that it does, there's a specific page, there's a specific paragraph, there's a sentence that will boil down exactly what's wrong with that thing, so you can fucking fix it. That's the difference between jumping into something and assuming that both parties know each other intimately and what they want from a dynamic, other than setting down and frameworking it out first, right?
Breathe, drink some water.
Plus, your brain's been through a lot this stream a little bit.
Yeah, we've gone a little off topic, but hey,
I love talking about kink, dude. It's
okay.
so awesome.
It's good shit. It's good stuff.
But I am going to give a 10-minute warning on stream.
Go ahead.
It is just a fidget. This one's really fun. Put your finger on it and like spin. Yeah. This one's clicky too. I avoid those ones on stream because they make noise.
Why is this manual just pictures?
She's in nonverbal afterglow. Shoot, I broke her. Where's the manual? Why is the manual just in pictures? Yeah. I will say, you bring up nonverbal. Dog, going nonverbal fucking rules. Like, you have to have framework for it. Don't get me wrong. But like, if you can set up framework for someone to go nonverbal, that shit fucking rules. In just about every aspect. I agree completely. Are you enjoying yourself?
More than I probably should be. We're gonna put that over there for it.
So if there's anything you want to talk about for the last 10 minutes of stream, bring it up now. We will talk about it earnestly, openly, and honestly. Because, yeah, like, we've talked about our dynamic every so often here on the stream when you're able to.
Yeah.
And it's been so much fun, and, like,
That's been fun.
it feels like a debrief in a way, but, like, publicly.
And like, I don't know, I always get that like bounce back from others of like, that makes me feel like when I get input from others that have said like, oh, you're doing really good, or like, oh, that was a little interesting what you guys were doing there, let's talk about it, has been really, I don't know, it makes me feel good getting, because like I don't remember, it was like just as I was coming out as a top and I was like kind of doing this, I remember someone said that they were like, I'm very intimidating.
I can see that in some aspects.
And in others, I can't. And I just like...
Although lately you've been getting you're very approachable and a nice person to talk to.
And I'm getting that, and I like that more.
Yeah, 100%.
But like, having someone being like, you're very intimidating, from being like a young, like a meek little submissive to all of a sudden someone being like, I'm scared to go talk to her.
You know what it might be? The people who are afraid of you or find you intimidating have seen you play.
Oh, that could be
And people who aren't haven't. I'm really curious now if at some of the groups.
I don't know. I'll have to, yeah.
Yeah, at some of the groups that we're a part of, if like some of those people who have met you recently and have said that, oh, you're very nice to talk to and I feel very welcome, see you play with me and change their fucking tune. Oh, that would make me feel fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. That would be fucking cool.
That would be pretty funny. Just like, oh, shit.
Oh, God. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, everybody.
Yeah.
And I know viewership and fucking interaction kind of drops off whenever kink gets brought up, but god damn it, I like talking about it. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I want to... I just want to talk about kink for fucking ever, you know? Like... And...
Can you hear that? Sorry, I got sidetracked.
Ugh. Right in my ear, dude.
You can hear that?
Yes!
Let's go.
And just the
barely audible. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, for them it's probably barely audible, but for me it's right in here.
Where I live, right in there.
Right between where my out. God damn it! Jarring. Just the non-sexual aspect of kink is really, really fucking fascinating, and I think what I want to do next is develop a outline to talk about it more, so it's not just me rambling about it.
I think we could. I would be okay with that. We could either do something like off of Twitch or somewhere else, or on Twitch. I don't know, wherever we can go a little bit more in depth with things. If you want to do that,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
it'd be kind of a fun thing to do.
Yeah, because like, you know,
Subscribers only. Remember to subscribe. Pay for that, and then maybe we'll be a part of that.
take kink essay. Oh, it'd be my second one. With visual aids. I mean, I'm not opposed to that, but again, like it would be on the non-sexual aspects of kink. Third, if you count my podcast. Oh yeah, did we talk about kink too much in that podcast? I don't remember. It's been a while. But it was almost all King Talk. Oops. Sorry. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like that brainworm is rooting around in my fucking topsoil right now about the non-sexual aspects of kink that permeate through my relationship and dynamic, and how that can manifest in ways that don't make people uncomfortable but still satisfy that drive. What are you giggling about?
Sorry, I don't know if I can say this on stream.
Yeah?
But it's a bad.
Yeah?
I'm so sorry.
You want to whisper it to me? Hold on, let me I'm tired enough, I'm goofy. Here, hold on, I'll mute. Yeah, you can say that. It's funny. Yeah, it's really funny. If you want to repeat it, I give you the green light. Till you put your ear towards them, not your cat ear. It's the one that's closest.
It's this one. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, sorry. No, it's just the ear that's closest. Like, don't worry about it.
She's quadraphonic.
Quadraphonic.
I am quadra eyes.
Quadra optic.
Whatever, man.
Nice rolling your eyes behind your head. Yeah, it happens more often than you'd think. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Go ahead and follow me on all my socials. You can find that shit down below. Go ahead, hit ! Discord. If you're not a part of that already, you can join that there. Thank you so much for the subscriptions today, everybody. It's been a blast. Thank you for Alex for coming onto stream. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
I have an Instagram now. Wow. And I have 3 whole pictures on it. But it's Homosaurus Rexy, and it's a picture of me. Also, yeah, you should totally subscribe to this one over here. I do it. I enjoy it. My money's going to a good place. Your money's going to go to a good place. If you want more content like this and see this beautiful kitty cat girl, you should hit all that subscribe button.
Quadra optic is that not an upgrade in Cyberpunk? I think it is.
God, I want to play. I wish Cyberpunk was real.
Well, I wish parts of Cyberpunk were real. I don't love the hyper capitalism, but you know, we're approaching. It's a long way to call her Four Eyes. We can see she has glasses, Tay. I didn't fucking mean it that way. You're the one being a bully.
You're being a bully. You should watch it. So it's been a great time. Thanks for coming.
I'm in fucking trouble. Tay just likes the Joy Toys. You like what you want to be, you know? Subscribe is going to leach into my vocabulary. Thanks for that. You're very welcome. All right, for real though, thank you so much, everybody. It's been wonderful. I hope you have a good night. Sleep well when you do. Drink water, eat food, and I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Yeah, I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, no problem. Bye, everybody.